DC Next Level is finally upon us, and everybody is hyped for stage 2 of All In. That's not the only thing happening this week, though. This week is such a big week in comics that we're reviewing eight,
Count them.
eight
We've never counted that
different
high.
books. I don't think we have.
Count them. I don't think I can count that high.
It goes right after 9.
That's Marco. I thought you were the numbers guy. Sean,
That was
sidebar,
horrifying.
Sean, Marco, cover your ears real quick, Marco.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. He controls the money. I hope you know that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
All
right.
8 books, lots of stuff we're going to be talking about today. And not to mention, so many books that your boys needed to get some beverages, all right? Some drinks. Cheers.
Do you pour
To
yours?
you
Or
all.
you drink it out of the bottle, Sean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, drink it. Yeah.
I like to aerate mine.
Clink, clink, and all that.
Ching ching.
Yes. Go in your kitchen, grab whatever it is you feel like imbibing. Could be water, whatever it is. Doesn't matter.
Could be.
We're
Got
gonna have a
both.
good time.
You could be recycling.
I don't think so.
Let's tell you guys what books we're going to be reading. So we've got Lobo #1.
Hey.
We've got Batwoman #1. Yes.
I got it too,
I had
Sean.
to
Don't worry.
Ooh.
I double
Is
dipped
that
my
art?
Batwoman.
I had to get the variant.
That's Art Germ?
No, it's
No, this is,
Stefan Stajic did
yeah.
Sunstone.
Deathstroke #1. Wonder Woman 31. I got the matriarch variant.
Nice.
Oh, I was hoping you'd be able to find that, Sean. I'm glad you found it.
Hell yeah.
New Titans 33. Nightwing 136. Captain America 8. And Ultimates 22. Marvel not being left out of the party entirely, unlike the Indies, which didn't fare so well this week, but that's okay. There are books for every kind of reader on tap. And we'll start things off with the main man. We'll kick things off with Lobo #1, which, all of these next level books, from what we've been told, are books that the creative teams specifically chose and wanted to work on. So what that means is that this book was chosen by Scotty Young and Jorge Corona, who worked together on other books in the past. They're a great team together. Colors by Jean-Francois Bellieu. Letters by Nate Picos.
Put some fucking French onion on that one.
Yes, indeed. Let's go. Big Buster coming through with the gifted membership already. Love to see it, Big Buster, early. Let's go.
C.W. Gordon, put those faces in the chat, brother. Those heads, those pals' heads.
All right. So Lobo kicks off next level. And if you're not familiar with who Lobo is, this book is a pretty good primer on that. It gives you, I would say, exactly who Lobo is. It even gives you a double-page splash that is essentially his origin. There's actually 4 pages that are dedicated to kind of how we arrived at this moment in time, and it goes through when Lobo was Lady Lobo. It goes through the weird New 52, Dante Lobo, and everything in between.
Devil May Cry reference? Is that what you're saying?
Okay. Yes. In what is a pop culture referencey slapstick comedy, anti-hero cringe fest, if that's how you feel. What did you guys think about Lobo #1?
Marco, you should go first as the resident Lobo head here.
I think I liked what's his name, Solo, a little bit better, if I'm being honest. This from the crossover.
Solo? Oh, okay. Logo, you mean?
That's it.
Okay.
This was you know what? I came in excited for this. I was really looking forward to it because I thought that this would be something that would hit the sort of DC cross reference of Deadpool for me. and not as much fourth wall breaky as much as it is he's just uh walking around like stomping and doing shit, and um he has all this attitude, and I think that works. That's functional for the character, but I didn't care for his trajectory. I didn't care for his point A to now where he's going to be the lead of this reality TV show, and yeah, that's where the direction of the book is going. I started to see the machinations of it once we got to the TV faces, and his bounty hunting business got taken over, and after I started to see where it was heading, I lost interest.
Mm.
Even the bar scenes, it's all over the top. It's all over the top, and that's great for somebody who likes that flavor of comic, but this wasn't it for what I was expecting and hoping for.
So strangely enough, this is exactly what I expected.
Mm.
And in so much that I thought it was a really damn good book that I think CW Gordon said in the chat, which kind of stole my thunder, but it's a great book that I never want to read again. I think there is something really good here if you're a Lobo guy. I'm just so not a Lobo guy that this book really did nothing for me. I thought Corona's art was phenomenal in this. Like throughout this. Take away the word boxes and I might like this book more. Because there's way too many word balloons and exposition in this. And I know that's what he does. He just fucking talks. That's Lobo's thing. He's the bounty hunter with a mouth, not the merc with a mouth. But man, I found him annoying, and I've always found Lobo annoying. This book at least made it so like his space lingo wasn't so crazy. It was there, but it wasn't as crazy as I'm used to, like all over every single thing he says. But man, I didn't care for this. Even though I can tell it is functionally and artistically a good book.
You know what I really liked about this book was the colors. I think that the
Yeah.
colors in this book were unbelievably good. And I don't know. I think that Corona and Jean Paul work together more frequently. Like I don't think this is their first time collaborating. But boy oh boy, was I came away from this really, really loving the colors. Um and the Corona art is obviously tremendous. Um, and I said Jean Paul, it's Jean Francois, sorry. Um, the artwork is tremendous. I don't give a flying fuck about Lobo,
Yeah.
and I'm never going to. And even the talents of Scotty Young cannot get me over the hump. This character's not interesting to me. Um, I think that this is a great issue to jump on with if you are interested in Lobo and that it gives you what Lobo's about. But I don't give a fuck about what Lobo's about.
You don't give a frag.
Sorry, you're right.
Nope, I don't even care to make that reference, to be honest.
Yeah,
And then
pastiche.
there were just endless references to like Wolverine and Deadpool.
Mhm.
They beat that drum over and over again. And it's like, okay, you know, the first time I read that, I was like, haha, oh, I see the joke. But then it was over and over and over again. And it's like, yo, if you're making fun of pop culture films, the call should be coming from inside the house to make fun of the fucking DCFU. That piece of shit.
Oh, sure.
Um, go ahead.
No, I was no, keep going, Sean, keep going.
But you know, other than that, it just felt like the book was just trying to be funny and quirky and odd, and I'm all the way good on that. All
Yeah.
the way good.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, even for me, for my part, the art, not that it's bad, and not that Jorge Corona is not talented, but it felt smothering to me. There was always a lot going on the pages that, um, it felt like the art and the word balloons and everything was just kind of obscuring view a lot of the time. So as I was reading through, I also just it wasn't that part wasn't as appealing. Again, I understand that he's a talent, But in this book, it didn't function for me as well as it could have, maybe.
Yeah, I can get that. Like it almost feels claustrophobic.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. And I agree with you completely, Sean. Like I think you can make fun of the pop culture and stuff, but like when it's essentially going to be telling a Mojo story in the DC universe, I'm out. I'd be out of a Mojo story in the Marvel universe, you know. This is one of those things that just hasn't clicked with me. But I did really like the art in this. I'm like really of two minds about this book. I didn't enjoy myself, but I like the content of it. It's a hard one for me to really nail, strangely enough, because I thought it
Yeah.
was gorgeous looking. Like I could read this without ever having to read it, and maybe that's how if I do pick up issue 2, maybe that's how I do it.
Just look at the art.
I go illiterate mode.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a nice 2-page spread.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's a book for a very specific person. And I think that can be okay. Like that's fine. Not every comic on stands should appeal to me.
Yeah.
Um and I like that DC is offering you flavors for different kinds of readers. But I am the opposite of who this is targeted at.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can appreciate it, but I don't drive with it.
And like you're not saying it's a bad book either, Sean. Like you're saying like this is just not for you.
I can identify like what you were saying. I just didn't want to repeat you, but like I agree with what you said that you know it works. Like it's effective.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna. I'm not. I like. I didn't enjoy it, but I see the craft is quality.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
CW Gordon here says in chat, how long can this art last on an ongoing? Not super familiar with Corona's work pace. I don't know. He can at least do a good chunk of an arc, or like do a full arc, probably a trade. He did about a trade's worth for Transformers, and it sounds like they had enough of headway on this to be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't expect this to be like so ongoing that we're getting into the 20s.
I would be surprised if Scotty Young was hooked on the hook for more than 6 to 12.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah.
So, um, this is a pass for me.
Ooh.
I'm good on this.
Yeah, agreed. To no fault of the creators, just
Yeah.
wasn't my flavor.
Yeah, I think I'm a pass too. Even though I might pick up 2. I don't know. I probably won't pick up 2. Man, I'm so flip-floppy on this one.
I think you probably know whether or not this book is for you.
Yeah. I just really like the art on it. Damn.
Hey, I'm excited for the next time that Scotty Young and Jorge Corona team up. Anybody read Ain't No Grave? That was incredible.
No.
They did that together, and that was fantastic.
And Jean-Francois Bayou is Scotty's colorist.
There you
Okay.
go.
He worked on Scotty's art and does Dork as well.
Yep.
So like
That's
that
where I
whole
first
Scotty realm is that's colored by Bayou. So yeah, I think that's it's great to have a glue there. You know what I mean? Even though these are
Mhm.
completely unrelated stories.
So we passed, but what did you guys say? Every single book we review, their poll goes up, and you guys can give us your thoughts. I'm so glad that the majority of you voted in this poll, and let's get that number up. Didn't buy or read is 47%.
Wow. Okay.
Damn, we don't have
Wow.
any Lobo heads in this chat, which is saying something for a DC book, especially number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I thought everybody would buy this.
Yeah. This
Poll, yeah.
This is the book that, like, this and Batwoman were the books that DC put Next Level on. You know, like those are the books they announced Next Level on. So I
Yeah.
think there obviously is an audience for this Lobo thing. I just don't know if it exists within this realm.
Yeah. 33% poll, 14% pass, 6% pick of the week.
Okay.
Okay.
Respect that.
And Sub Oost joining us, becoming a Comics Pals VI Pal. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your early access to videos. We got to record another Pen Pals.
Yeah, we
for you
do.
guys.
Yeah.
We got to get some
Those are
questions in.
fun.
Do we have some leftover questions? I think.
We
We have
do.
leftover questions, and then of course,
Yeah.
we've got so many new channel members since the last time we did it that I got to imagine you guys have questions for your boys.
Yeah. And Into Gray had sent through a blank message, but 4.99 super chat. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I wanted to shout out C9 Gan because he said first time catching a live stream. Shout outs, bud. Welcome. Hey, you know what? Cheers.
Drink to that. Let's go.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was looking
Love
for his
it.
comment. Couldn't find it. Cheers.
Yo, I'm one down, brothers. What are we doing here?
Oh,
I'm one
I'm
down.
not. No, mine's a pretty high ABV. We're not doing that tonight. I have to make sure the stream is functional.
Yeah, I
All
can't do
right.
it. I can't do another one, unfortunately. I don't. I ran out of beer.
Oh, you got
Okay.
wine. I know you got wine in there.
I do, but I'm.
You know what's fucked up? This week we're drinking and there's no X-Men book on review.
No, it's celebratory drinking. It's not depressing drinking.
Well, there are other books for us to review that are deeper in this pile, and I don't know how deep I'm gonna get into these drinks.
All right.
So we'll see.
Oh, I think I know what you're referencing to. All right, let's get to it.
Hey, everybody, if you're drinking something, put it in the chat. Let's see. Come on. It's Thursday night. We're having a good time. The weather's getting better. 8 books to review. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I want to hear from you guys. Talk to me. We're about to talk about Batwoman. And you know what we're talking about on Saturday? On Saturday, we're doing the deep dive into Rebirth, the 3rd part, the Civil War for control over DC Comics.
Ooh.
This is the episode you've been waiting for if you really want to hear the behind the scenes drama, the real deep drama that most people don't know about. And you know what? I got more dirt last fucking night.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got more
Yes.
dirt last night because
Yes.
Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson were live
Yeah.
on Scott Snyder's Substack, the paid Substack, and I'm in that motherfucker. So they were talking about 5G and the rebirth era and all that stuff, and I got notes.
Sean, what'd you say?
5G in all the studies, LA Times causes massive mutation and cancer.
Confirmed.
I found the
confirmed.
file, Sean.
I need to see the files. Yeah, so lots of fun gonna be had on Saturday. And I gotta tell you guys, if I'm already drinking, so I'm feeling things, and I want to say this, run those numbers up on the fucking deep dive. If you
Get it
haven't
up.
watched them. Come on now. You know how much effort this shit takes?
Pull up.
Run those numbers up.
I
need
do
to
a
see
lot
it.
of research for 5G and all these deep dives. So it's a lot of work.
A lot of you drinking water.
Smart.
A lot of you drinking.
Oh. Hydration. Oh, Raccoon with Bev, member for 8 months. The Comics Pals sidekick tier, finally able to catch a live show. Cheers, pals.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna do it again.
What do you
Cheers.
think? What do you think the
Cheers to
bev
that.
is? Is the bev what does a raccoon drink?
Garbage water.
Ugh.
Yo.
That sounds like a good cocktail though.
It does actually. Like a little dirty martini.
Let's talk about Batwoman.
Oh.
Number 1. This is a
Let's.
book this is for me the book, and I got to imagine Tyler as well, the book that I've been most anticipating.
Yep.
From the next level. The creative team is unbelievable. This is Greg Rucka. Greg motherfucking Rucka.
One of your goats.
One of my personal goats, someone that I got to meet at New York Comic Con, and it was such a moment for me. Joined by Danny, joined by Matt Hollingsworth on colors,
Oof.
Hassan Otzman El-How on the letters.
Oof.
I mean, you really can't do too much better than that.
That's an all-star team right there.
Dude,
Yeah.
so good.
And by the way, Batwoman is a character that deserves that.
Yeah.
I feel like Batwoman could be top tier if they gave her more. Look at this. Look at this costume. Every time I see the Batwoman costume, I'm like, yeah, like this is what are they doing with her? And so this issue feels like a sequel to Greg's time on Batwoman.
Yep.
And I think it functions if you haven't read anything in the intervening time with Batwoman, which really we're talking about 15 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's been a while. And it felt like a return to form in a lot of ways. Greg Rucka taking taking Batwoman to Greece. This is a story that largely takes place in Greece. It shows us an unseen encounter between Kate Kane, Batwoman, and her sister, who is her arch nemesis. That's her Joker, which is really
Oh,
cool. Yeah. Yep. The fucking crime Bible arc from the OG Batwoman series.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Great stuff with the sewers and stuff.
Yep.
Isn't Croc in that too?
I don't remember.
Huh.
It's been a while. But this issue doesn't do a lot, but what it does is good. But I'll leave you guys the floor. Tyler, I really want to hear what you have to say about this, man.
Yeah, the last bit of what you said there is kind of how I feel about this. I think this is a good issue. I don't think it's a great issue 1. I think it really throws you in, like, in media res into, like, Kate's already in therapy. She's, in Greece now all of a sudden. They really throw you into the waters here. And I have a hold on who the character is. Batwoman Elegy is one of the books I have every single issue of. I have the first appearance of Kate Kane. Like, she's one of my favorite characters. I went out and made sure I got that. And I have this in multiple formats collected. So I'm familiar with this. But I think it's a little too obtuse for everyone, which is why I'm curious how Marco's going to handle this one. I think it's gorgeous. I think when, how there's strangely in all of these next level books, there's always a slight mention of DCKO and Alpha and Omega Energy. But this one references, I guess it's similar to the Bible of Crime or whatever, where there's this cult that's in, Greece or whatever that is trying to bring about what happened during DCKO, with the Apocalypse engine and all that. So I like all that. I think it's great. I do think it's a little hard for me to get my footing, and I'm a longtime reader in terms of the plot. It's a little all over the place, but I think it's gorgeous, and I have faith that the team will kind of bring it together. This is one of those books where it's like, I'm gonna let them cook. So I thought it was a good issue, not my pick of the week though.
I'm gonna jump in ahead of Marco real quick, just
Yeah.
because I just want to point out this comment from Undecided Zero, who says, "I finally caught alive. I watched your New 52 deep dive. I'm currently reading the New 52 in chronological order via the DC Universe Infinite app. Some stories make more sense now." Brother, thank you so much for saying that. That's my favorite compliment that you guys give. I love when you watch the deep dives and you enjoy them. Thank you for joining us live. And I really, really hope that you're enjoying your read of the New 52. When you get over to Rebirth, we're in the middle of a Rebirth deep dive right now.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to just slide right into that. Welcome to the live, brother. I hope you enjoy yourself. Marco, floor is yours.
I think to what Tyler was saying, where we're here in media res, and I don't have the context. I don't have the same sort of understanding for the character, but I think what gets displayed here is very simple. It's very direct, and I was able to grab onto it. I think I mentioned in one of the other Palspals episodes, even the backup was 3-4 pages, and I felt gripped. And in this, I think I felt something similar. I felt like I was being taken along, that there's history here, history that I'm not familiar with, but I can still feel the weight of. There were instances where, for example, I'll pull up the page if I can, where Kate's kind of crying to her therapist, and same as always, ever since, and it's a cutaway to a blank panel that I don't know what this is, but I can infer, and it has an effect on Kate that we're experiencing. And so uh I can make the connection that there is something heavy here, that she is somebody who's torn about her past and her relationship with her sister and the things that have been done. And so for all of that, amazing, right? I think that there's a lot to unpack here, and that's the only downside to this issue, is that there's so much to unpack that we didn't have a hot start. Like, this isn't,
It's a slow start. Yeah.
it's a slow start.
Yep.
Exactly. It's a slow start, which I have no issue with. I trust the creative team. And I would figure that for somebody who is coming back to this and for readers who haven't read this previously, like myself, I think that's something you might need is that slow start. Let that build up, let that ramp up, because I think that's more appropriate than here's everything that's going on so you can catch me up. I don't want to do homework, right? I want to be enveloped in a story, and I think that that's what was done here. Um, and then Danny. Oh, I love Danny. Um, she's incredible. I've been following her for years. If anybody has the chance, her newest book, Athanasia, too, came out
Oh
just
yeah.
last year. Excellent, as well. Her art feels like her art continues to grow. The fact that she's being showcased here in a DC book shows that she has an ability. She's so capable. She feels like this uh, student of Frank Miller, and I think that that fits beautifully in this book. The lack of outlines a lot of the time,
Mhm.
or I can't tell where things end and start is beautiful because I think that's sort of emblematic of where the story is as well. I don't know where this stuff is ending. I don't know where stuff is starting. We're picking up in the middle, and that's perfectly fine. Um, this was a great book. Not pick of the week for the story reasons I mentioned before, but as a total unit, amazing. And even do want to shout out the letters because there were the
Yes.
word balloons that were being done, and then anytime it was against black, they'd be inverted, and we'd get this like super very like cartoon or is it cartoony uh word balloon option
Like a
where it
squiggle sometimes too.
yeah I
Yeah, I have
loved
one
it.
up on the screen right now.
Hassan is amazing.
Well,
Chef kiss.
not only that, his dialogue for Alice is or
Yes.
Beth is great. It's it's when she is in her psychosis in her character, it's that script font, you know, and it has like a different background, the word balloon. But like when Kate's sister is breaking through and Kate is
Yeah.
getting through to her, which that is the other girl that's getting pulled out of the car in that silent panel.
Yeah,
Marco.
I figured.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I figured.
That changes to be more similar to the rest of everyone else. Yeah.
Bodhi.
All right.
Yo, she
Put
was
her away.
caked up. That was crazy, bro. I stopped on that panel too, man.
Yeah.
Um, so I love the original run, and I think that that is a perfect jumping on point to this character.
Yeah.
This book is not a perfect jumping on point to this character.
Mm.
This is the only of the 3 next level books that we've read so far that doesn't have an explicit flashback or like explaining sequence
Yeah.
that's giving you all the data you need for this character. And I think that that was probably Greg Rucka not wanting to do that and kind of wanting to be unrestricted. Um, Scott said last night during the Substack talk that this book was actually well into production before
Oh,
Scott Snyder was in that consultant capacity. So he didn't really have his hands on this at all. So that's why this book feels slightly
I see.
different than the other two. And I got to imagine that the references to anti life are conceits that Greg Rucka made to make this sort of
Sure.
tidily fit in. That being said, while this is not for a new reader to Batwoman necessarily, as an older reader, I enjoyed it, but I actually found it a little bit clunky.
Oh.
I didn't think that every scene sort of naturally flowed into the next one. There's a shot that Tyler has on the screen. I'm not sure if it's still there now, but it was there at least, where Batwoman's in this cave fighting off these dudes, and I didn't really feel like we got into that in a clean way. I felt like there was some like really harsh jumps that made this book feel tougher to follow than it needed to. But I love Kate Kane's mind. I like the fact that we dig into that a little bit. She's being evaluated because she's traumatized and messed up after this last encounter. Um, she's a character who I'm really invested in, and Greg Rucka understands her. So for me, this wasn't my pick of the week. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be, but I'm really excited for issue 2.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Can one of you guys maybe clarify? Because you're right, Sean. I was a little confused about the timing of the scenes. Is the therapy stuff present in all the Batwoman stuff as flashbacks?
Yes,
So
that's how I read it.
my understanding is that
Okay.
the scene with her sister
Yep.
is the last time she encountered her sister.
Okay.
But she can't tell the therapist about that.
Because it's Batwoman. Yeah.
So the therapist is under the impression that the last time she saw her sister was when she was kidnapped,
Yes. Yeah.
which we know is the inciting incident for all this shit. But if
Mm.
you're a new reader, that doesn't land.
Yeah. I guess my other question is like, where does the last scene take place? Where she's like threatening these billionaires, very
Yeah.
much Mazzucchelli, Batman Year One style.
I was interpreting that personally as having been something that was happening after her scene in the where she's being evaluated, but I could be completely wrong about that.
So that's because
Yeah.
that's how I was reading it too. I was the Batwoman fighting Alice and all that. That's point A. Point B is therapy, which is a majority of it, and then point C is, I guess, present, which would be the billionaire stuff.
Oh, I took both of the therapy and the last scene as present. So she's therapy in the
Sure.
day, but she's still sort of out and about at
Okay.
night.
Okay. That tracks too. But I think the fact that we're all a little iffy shows that it is a little obtuse.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, there was something that didn't click about the way the scenes transitioned. In
Yes.
fact, I went back to the first page to see if there was a timestamp indicator,
There's not.
and there wasn't.
There's
Yeah.
not no.
So the book sort of assumes you'll be able to figure it out. And I don't know that that was fair to the readers that haven't been here since the beginning.
Mm.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. I think that was my only gripe with the book was the timing. The timing was kind of throwing me off on it. So I had to read it. I read it like 1.5 times, like where you like don't fully reread it, but you're like, okay, let me just get the beats
Skim
again.
through.
Yeah. I will say the one thing I don't know if it's Danny or if it's it was Hassan, but like the location lettering, how it's in like a Greek font, I thought was really good. I'm a font nerd, so I
Yeah.
thought that really adds tone to the book.
I fucking love that Alice just has guns.
Why not?
And when she's shooting at Batwoman, it just says blam, blam, blam. I'm a sucker for that shit. Give me a blam, blam, blam.
And you know what? The little firing, the actual bullets themselves,
Yeah.
like it's just like 3 shapes.
It's
I'll-
like toyetic, like an action figure. You just pluck it in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
little blaster.
Yeah, it's so cool, dude.
I've seen it asked a couple of times in the chat. Tyler, do you think that a person needs to read the initial run for this to land?
I think it would land much better if you read that initial run. And the initial run is not long, so I don't think that's that hard of an investment.
Mm.
You can get that done in a dump. You know what I mean? Like a long one, but it's like compact size, so you can read it on your commute or whatever. But if you just want to read this issue, I think you can enjoy it for art alone. I think it's a gorgeous book, and there's something here. I think the timing is a little off, and I still think you could think it's a good book, but I think you'd get more enjoyment out of it altogether if you read the other elegy stuff.
I mean, as somebody who didn't, I think this functioned perfectly fine.
Sure.
I could imagine it's the discrepancy is it gets enhanced had you read the other stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. You understand that backstory between her and her sister a little more.
Right.
Yeah.
When I see Batwoman fight her sister, that makes me feel things.
Yeah.
When you see Batwoman fight her sister, you're like, what the fuck?
He's like, oh, she got kicked.
Yeah. Paul, this was fun, and I'm really looking forward to the next issue.
Yeah, same poll.
For the first time in a long ass time, I pulled it twice. I bought the Sajic and the cover A.
Oh, nice.
See, I genuinely was so tempted to do that.
Yeah.
But then I remember the DC puts the cover A behind the cardstock.
I just realized that as I was going through it, so that's my B. But I just like knowing that I have because this cover A is so good. Like that's like,
is.
come on, filter. Anyway, but
Yeah,
good.
it is.
This is
Good.
getting sliced.
you son of a bitch! If I see you
You
slicing
should
that
get
shit, I
sliced.
know where you live, and I'm gonna do an upper decker in your toilet.
Look how good that is. Danny?
58% pull, 23% didn't buy or read, 15% pass, 4% pick of the week. Yes, Neon Knight. The Elegy Compact is
Yes.
released. You can go to your LCS and grab it. I was really tempted this week to
Yeah.
grab that.
Might just have to.
Marco, it's J.H. Williams III.
Oh,
Just keep remembering that part. It's J.H. Williams III.
It's insane.
The-
Marco, don't buy the compact. Read it.
Oh.
Splurge a little bit.
Get the artist. Get
Spend
the
your comics
absolute.
bucks. Get
Wait,
the
is-
full version.
Is there an absolute?
Is there?
I don't think there's a. I don't think compact can do justice to this series.
I won't say I gifted the compact to a friend. It's fine. But I would like as a comic book reader, I would recommend getting like the full on hardcover if you can.
Robert says DC announced a reprint of the Batwoman omnibus.
Oh shit!
Yo,
Robert.
that's
Why would you say that? I'm vulnerable.
a must buy. I agree with Superjob. That's a big time buy.
Damn.
$5 from Sly Blue Demon. Thank you so much. Why is the compact not being marketed on the inside of the cover? You're right. DC, they
good
missed
point.
that one.
That's a great point.
I do think it's tricky. Like they can't individually print specific ads for specific titles. I think there is a thing where it's like mass printed
It is, yeah.
with the ads, but they could have done a compact ad that included, I don't know, this. I don't know if they did Lobo as compact or whatever, but like reference your next level things on something else they can read, you know?
Yeah.
I completely agree. No, Mr. Funiverse, we're not hating on the compacts at all. It's just this specific instance, I feel like J.H. William III's art should be seen on as big
Yeah.
of a page as you can. Whether that, I mean, get it how you can get it. I'm just talking to Marco specifically because I know him in real life. I feel like he would enjoy it more that way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Deathstroke. Deathstroke, the Terminator #1. Tony Fleek's getting his opportunity at a fairly big title
Yeah.
for the big two. I'm really happy for him on that one. And he's joined by an artist that I personally really enjoy as well, Carmine Di Giandomenico. Colors by Ivan Placencia, letters by Wes Abbott. I am not a Deathstroke fan, at least not as a sort of as the protagonist of a story. This book has a very simple framing device. Deathstroke, the mercenary guy, has a mission.
Yep.
But the mission he's on isn't what you think it is. It doesn't go the way he thinks it will. And it puts him in a position that sets up what could be a very compelling mini or ongoing, whatever the destiny of this book is. I'll start.
Yeah, you start, Sean. Yeah.
I really, really liked this. I thought this was quite good. I'm interested in the idea that Deathstroke is a father and that he sucks at that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
But he doesn't want to suck at that. He would like to be better, but he's not a good guy. So I think that's compelling. And then I thought the little sequence, first of all, I said earlier, I love Carmine Di Giandomenico. This double page splash is
Dude.
insane.
It looks different for him too.
Yeah. Yeah. He did his fucking thing. He really did. And then this book also has a very short explainer on Deadpool or Deathstroke, excuse me. That you may need, you may not need. I think that the concept of Deathstroke is very basic, and you can probably get it immediately. I actually think that this was the best one of the 3 next level books.
Oh, okay.
Especially if we're talking about like the goal of the book. Like Batwoman was awesome, but it wasn't new reader friendly. I think Deathstroke is awesome and new reader friendly. Not what I was expecting. I like this way more than I thought I would.
Yeah, this was a second thought for you, like on Pal's previews.
Yep.
So I'll be honest, guys. This is my pick of the week.
Oh, hey. there you
I'm
go.
stroking it. For
What did I just hear?
He was
that's
waiting for it.
me stroking it for Deathstroke. I think I'm a big stroker now. Big fan. I always give a extra point for pick of the week on books that surprise me. A known quantity book that I know will be good, less likely to be pick of the week for me. This surprised the hell out of me. Tony Fleeks is a guy I've heard about. I've never really read his stuff though. I just haven't gotten to it. Local
Oh.
Man, the Feral, yeah,
Stray
haven't got
Dogs.
yeah, Stray Dogs, haven't gotten to it yet. So finally being able to get on the ground floor of a Tony Fleeks book, I'm excited. So getting into this, man, this is just an action movie, John Wick style Deathstroke thing, but also what Sean said, it perfectly encapsulates and like synthesizes the idea of Slade Wilson as a person. And he is a bad dad. That is his driving factor. He's the best assassin in the world, but he's a shitty father, and his kids still want to be in their dad's life, you know? And he wants to be in their life, but he doesn't know how, especially when his kids want to be heroes. And then he had Wintergreen in this. It's a lot. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. This is a big surprise. Carmine Digiandomenico doing something different with the way it's colored. I don't know if Estio Placencia is a typical colorist, but it had a different mold to the art,
Yes.
almost
Yes.
three-dimensional. And typically I hate that shit. Like if LaRocca's doing it, if Greg Land has that art style, or Jesus Saez, where it's kind of almost like claymation or like early Code Lyoko 3D animation type stuff. I don't like it. I really liked it in this. I don't know how it worked for me. And I just thought it was rad. So yeah, pick of the week, big surprise for me.
I'm gonna echo a lot of what you guys are saying. I don't think I was as excited for it because a bigger action book like this doesn't always rev my motors. But the father part, the aspect where he is sort of this absentee dad, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. That was new information for me, and that was the compelling part. Like I want to see how he has to traverse and balance that line of yes, being the world's, best assassin, having to do all this dirty work because that's how he puts bread on the table for his kid, and he can't show up for that kid. So that was cool. The art as well, really strong. There's and who said it here? Yeah, super job. That shot of Deathstroke emerging from the smoke, like just kind of like it wavering over him, so clean. The action sequences were tight. I think the color was consistent all throughout, well expressed in the really high energy moments, and in the calmer moments, just pretty bland. In a good way, in a consistent way.
Yep.
And yeah, overall, this was strong. I if we get more family things in subsequent issues, that's going to be the part that I latch onto more than the hits he has to do, more than sort of the revenge story that seems to be playing out here.
Dude, read Priest Run. It's all family stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all that, and then Dark Knights of Steel did a side story that was Deathstroke, where he's essentially a Viking.
Oh.
And it has a baby Alec Holland Swamp Thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, who's like the only person in the book's in complete black and white, but Alec is around. It's in color, and it's about bringing the warmth back to this frozen world. And Deathstroke started. It's like Lone Wolf and Cub mixed with Swamp Thing mixed with Deathstroke. Definitely pick that book up. Yeah, I think Marco. I think Deathstroke's a character for you. I think you should pay attention to him because
Dang.
Priest Run you'd really like. He is a scumbag dad. Ravager is his daughter, and he has two boys as well.
Oh, was this all winter?
Yes, all winter. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Before I give any more thoughts, entertain me. Comics Pal VI Pal for 14 months.
Repa.
It's beautiful. Says Batwoman was nothing more than a relaunch of the same story for the third time. A pass. Sean, go easy on the beer. Tyler and Marco, hello. And Sean, fuck you. Well, you know what entertained me? I appreciate your message. I appreciate your money. And if you want to say fuck me to me for cash,
For real.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Because I agree. Fuck me too. You're right.
PayPal linked right there.
Shalom
You can keep fucking
Warburg
us, yeah.
Shalom Warburg gifted us 5 channel memberships.
Hey, let's go. We got the Dr. D King Jeffrey
Okay,
Buck.
he's specified now. He's not just Dr. King.
Yeah. Victor Di Giovanni, Weeb Guru, what's up? And Z Pair. Congrats.
Victor DiGiovanni, one of those new Marvel artists.
Love it. Love to see Jeffrey Buck get one. He's a regular.
Yeah.
Love to see our regulars win. This was great, dude. Like
Yeah.
the only thing that, and it's not a critique. It's just a thought that came into my mind. You know, you don't even need to see the credits page to know when you're reading a comic by certain people.
Mm.
I think of Bendis, I think of Hickman, I even think of Remender, I think of Johns. There's certain writers. I still am not there with Tony Fleeks. His voice in this book still doesn't, it feels good. It's good. It's just not distinct enough from anybody else who could have written this.
Mm.
And I'm still waiting to see for his personal evolution, the point at which I can identify
Yep.
a Tony Fleeks comic from anybody else's. But that being said, without having developed that voice, this is probably about as good as it gets, just in terms of like a superhero comic that someone wrote and someone drew and got out there. It does a great job of being what it needs to be. I'm just looking for Tony Fleeks to elevate to that next level, which he may never do, but that
Yeah.
was my thought.
What'd you guys think of the twist? Did you guys see it coming, or
No.
me
Not at
neither?
all.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, cool. I'm glad I wasn't the only one fooled, because I flipped the page and I'm like, ah, fuck, because Wintergreen is like his Alfred. So
He's
that's
dead, just like Alfred.
Yeah, for real.
That was crazy.
I'll let you guys know if you guys ever need to use me as a meat shield. I understand. Okay,
Well, what I liked about it was that they gave us that in the first issue.
sure.
So
Yeah.
it raised the stakes ASAP. Like, okay, shit. Now I need to see what's going to happen next.
It's true.
So
Where do we go from here? Like, how does that? Yeah. Which seemingly passing off
Yeah.
the baton to his daughter.
Possibly. I do know a lot of Wildstorm characters are going to be showing up, according to Tony Fleeks. So maybe
Which,
Grifter will be in here.
if it does become a sort of father-daughter book like that, where she starts to help out, and they both kind of go on a family revenge mission, I'm down for that. I'm signed up for that.
Because Wintergreen is essentially like her uncle, so I can see her being pissed off as well.
there are over 130 people rocking with us right now. That is
Whoa.
amazing for a Thursday night. Clap it up for yourselves. Drink what you got. Love you guys. Love you guys. 59% of you pulled your death. Didn't buy a read is 28%. 8% pick of the week. 5% pass. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
voting. What is our impression of the first drop on these next level books?
Deathstroke, Batwoman, Lobo.
Oh, I have Batwoman, Deathstroke, Lobo.
Okay.
I think I have Deathstroke, Batwoman, Lobo. Batwoman, like I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy that
Yeah.
run more, but if we're just talking about individual issue, I have to give it up to Deathstroke.
Yeah, that's exactly where I land. I have more faith in Batwoman, even though I like Deathstroke a lot. But for those first issues, and as a whole, there's no real narrative thread between any of them. There is none, besides the occasional reference to Omega or Alpha. But I do like it. Just feels like it almost feels very. It's gonna sound like a slur. New 52 in a way, where it's like, hey, let's put a creative team on a number one for a character that maybe hasn't been touched in a while, and run with it.
And compared to how we started with All In, that felt very connected to the Justice League. You had Challengers, you had Adam Project. It's all still concentrated there.
Yeah.
I like that this stuff feels. It feels. It doesn't feel the weight of that, and Lobo even makes fun of it. It's like I've always been disparate, separate from all this, and I don't mind that. I like that we're now in a place we're so comfortable as DC that we don't have to tether it necessarily. I'm sure we're gonna come back around because the Alpha and Omega that's getting mentioned, but it feels loose.
Yeah. I'm excited for when we get to talk about Firestorm.
Me too. Yeah, I think this is an okay start, but it didn't knock me off my feet necessarily, and I sort of wish that next level, I, I don't want it to be a big deal. I don't want them to pitch it as a big deal because these are just books.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a pressure associated with these books that is probably unjustified. Like they're not the next step in the All-In saga at all. You look to Justice League, you look to Superman. These are just books that are good, whatever, but they're not that next level that DC is touting them to be.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
Especially with the
Still
way
wrap it up.
DCKO ended, where like it showed these characters like and it mentioned like a name
Right.
drop next level. It's not that. It's a publishing strategy, is all it is. It's not a thematic arc in the DC All-In saga.
Exactly.
My socks are on.
Let's see. No, I'm joking. Don't do it. You would actually do it. You would do it.
Actually, and you know what? They're not. That was a lie.
Oh, Marco
Alex,
lying
ow.
on stream.
I'm wearing my Crocs right now.
Dude, indoors?
Yeah, they're comfy, man.
Get some slippers.
I got hardwood, man.
Whoa. LeSun 23. I've been listening for a while, but this is my first time live. You guys are great, man. Always enjoying the content. Thank you for tuning in. Cheers to you.
Thank you. And Mikey Strangeways says first time joining live stream, enjoying the content. Thank you, Mikey Strangeways. We'll drink to that, brother.
Oh.
Is that
Thank
user?
you, thank
Is that
you,
a
thank
MCR reference? Mikey Strange Way, Mikey Way.
Could
Possibly.
be.
Yo, I'm about
Could
to go on
be.
my burner so we can get into the sipping. First time.
Well, we're going to exit the next level, but we're not leaving DC.
No.
We're going to talk about Wonder Woman.
Finally, Sean gets to go back to the book he missed.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Wonder Woman 31, Tom King, Daniel Sampere, Tamu Moray. Great creative team.
Oof, I don't like where this is going already.
This is the it's not the debut, I guess, of the matriarch, but it is kind of her coming out party, if you will. This is how she ascends to the throne, if you will. And when the book begins, it starts with a page that shows us Lizzie and Lisa, who is the matriarch.
Yeah.
So these two people have been on a collision course essentially since they were babies. Then we flash forward 20 years from now, and Lex Luthor is getting ready to hand over a big old sword to Lady Matriarch, who we watch get dressed. Meanwhile, the new Trinity, John Kent, Damian Wayne, and Trinity are preparing one last strike against the matriarch. I do want to point out, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out, that 2 out of 3 of these people were supposed to be in this exact role in 5G.
Oh.
And it would have been Yada Floor instead of what's her name? Instead of Lizzie.
Trinity.
Wouldn't it have been not Damien?
Well, Damian would have been a Batman.
Ugh. Forgot about that.
But the main Batman was supposed to be my man, Lucius Fox. And yeah, so they try and fail to stop the matriarch, and woe be them, I guess. Tyler?
Woe be us.
Another book that's hard for me to talk about. I this whole Wonder Woman saga by Tom King has been gorgeous, especially when oh fuck, why am I drawing a blank on name?
Semper.
Daniel Sampere is on the book, especially when he can do that, because that's when you know, like, oh shit's about to go down. Gorgeous book. But Tom King loves his fucking narration. He loves narrators that we never see. And almost like, and I think that the way I justify it is that, you know, Wonder Woman as an idea is this Greek myth essentially, and this idea of like people telling myths and the sagas of stories throughout time, and that's kind of what the narration's doing. I believe it's possibly Lissa and Matriarch having this discussion. I don't know, just based on the coloring of the word
Mhm.
balloons. That's the only guess I can give. But Tom King loves this, and I think it's lost its cuteness to me. I actually liked it when it was the what's his name?
Sovereign.
The Sovereign. I liked it because at least I knew where this point of view was coming from. This being obtuse now, I don't like it. I need it to be a little more solidified. Who am I hearing speak? Because I need to know where I am landing with the story. The other issue I have with this book is like it's 20 years in the future for a future that we will probably never actually have.
Mhm.
So the whole issue of then why does this matter comes into play. And that kind of bugs me. That being said, I think there's some interesting stuff here, especially the idea of like the matriarch and this woman that's taking full control of power. Even humbling people like Lex Luthor and essentially being what Wonder Woman could be in inverse. And what could that do for the DC universe? I like there's a story here. I just don't know why it's in a Wonder Woman mainline 31 issue. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I'm a mixed bag here. Mixed bag. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
Bro, let me read you this line real quick. Hold up.
Feel free.
Everything that happens does not just happen as it is happening. I put the book down. I went to go grab a cup of water. I'm like, I need this shit to sit down, dude. I reading that line alone, I'm like, this is gonna
It
be a
makes
fucking
perfect sense to me.
slog, dude. That's what it felt like, a slog to read through. Not just because of the narrations, but I didn't find this interesting. I didn't find this to have weight. Um, I don't care that the Trinity here is on this mission to kill the matriarch in a future that, like you're saying, Tyler, we're not going to actually see materially for the future of the DC universe. This isn't an endpoint. This feels like an Elseworld story, and I'm not interested in reading that. I would prefer to see Diana. I prefer to see Wonder Woman. And this this frustrated me. Lex's deferment to this woman, for whom I'm assuming this is the only context we have. Uh, if this is meant to be some sort of origin, like I'm supposed to connect with this person because Lizzie and them had and her had a relationship, and that's supposed to mean something and have weight. I didn't feel it.
Yeah,
I was disappointed.
to give you that, this isn't her first appearance.
Okay,
She was in the previous arc.
mouse man.
The Mouse Man arc. You know, it's her in a gladiatorial pit fighting people, and it shows how she has a Legion ring. She's got a Green Lantern ring. She's pretty much controlled everything. That was kind of like a cold teaser to what this is. And as a baby, she's in that first issue of this run. You know, she's that Amazon child where the mother gets
Mm.
killed that kind of sparked the whole thing with the Amazons. So like she has been throughout this book. So she's like the impetus for her mom causing the Amazons to be barred from the US. Remember that way back when? Which is then she goes that's why they go to the Mouseman Island. That's that whole arc. So like there's a thematic element to her that's been persistent throughout the book. And this is a Amazon almost raised without that, even though it shows that it shows her as a teenager and stuff where like she is sort of an
She's
Amazon. Like
there.
she
She
was
is.
there.
Yeah, she's raised.
Yeah. So that kind of threw me too, you know. But yeah. I just want to give you context for the stuff you
Yeah,
were
for sure.
unaware of.
I mean, and then my last point here is the art just didn't feel as dynamic as I think the first few issues that we did cover of this felt. I remember the sort of the bombast of those like designs that would get sort of layered in, and maybe it's not fair to expect that level every single time for every single arc. But I've seen Sampere do more, and this doesn't feel like it's still rendered well, but it doesn't feel like he's offering everything.
You want to get the soapbox ready, Sean?
I have consumed 2 beverages.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh. People were complaining no X-Men book. You got a Wonder
Is that
Woman
third?
book on here,
Is
though.
that third?
And I'm busting out the third.
Mm.
Because this book makes me want to drink.
Oh, you like it that much?
No.
Oh, no, that's bad.
The matriarch is a mommy. We all know it. Okay. I bought this book. I bought this cover for this woman.
Mhm.
All right.
Who's the artist on that cover, by the way? Do you know?
Don't even. How is it possible that Tom King managed to suck all of the interest that I had in this character out of my body in one issue? One issue. It wasn't even enough for Daniel Sampere to render her gorgeously. That wasn't enough. You know why? You know why? Because I am fucking tired. I'm tired of Tom King, a beloved writer who I enjoy tremendously, by the way. I am tired of him writing these 2 things. 1, characters who are acting insanely out of character. I'm looking at Lex Luthor.
Mm.
Because he completely gives himself over to the matriarch in this.
I read that differently.
And that would never happen. 2, characters who are absurdly over the top OP to service the story. Let me tell you something, dear listener. There's no world. I don't give a fuck how big the multiverse is. There's no world where the matriarch is beating the Justice League. Sorry, I don't give a fuck if she has a Legion ring. I don't give a fuck if she has a Green Lantern ring. I don't care if she has a Black Lantern ring. Kiss my ass.
I also liked how it's like, oh, it wasn't Green Lantern, that was Kryptonite. Gotcha.
Jinx.
Yeah, because that works. Because
Swerved.
that makes sense.
The arrow where my boy Lex just papa.
That was pretty cool.
Cool. Come on, dude. That was the craziest stretch for pure plot.
I still think Lex is playing everyone here. Like, I don't think he's giving way to her. I think he has plans for himself. And that's
Why not let her die?
Because his Justice League's more important. Because the heroes will always win. So if he gets someone to take out the league, then he can swoop in and you know, he has her trust. I don't know. Lex is always about Lex. So that's why I expect him to do something else here.
I guarantee you, and I'll be wrong. Tell me if I'm not going to know.
Yeah, you're not, I'll let you
this.
know. Yeah, I'll let you know.
I guarantee you that Lex Luthor is going to look like a fucking scrub at the end of this story. Oh, and by the way, this is 20 years later, which means none of this matters. It doesn't matter. This future will never happen.
Yeah. It's the same issue with Age of Revelation that just came out. Alternate future that'll never happen. Why does it matter to the current? I don't care if you even send Wonder Woman's consciousness from the future to the past or whatever. Or maybe Trinity travels to the past and that's how we get a...
Yo, how about this, Tyler? Send my fucking consciousness to the past so I don't know that I read this. This was a mistake. I made a mistake. We said 8 issues, and specifically I told the guys, I want to check in with Wonder Woman. Like, if you guys don't want to do it, we can. We could just pass on it, but I want to check in.
This was a Sean idea. Yeah.
I hurt myself, people. I'm my own worst enemy. Tom King is not the problem. I'm the fucking problem.
Chat. I need somebody to make that meme of that guy who puts his own stick in his spokes and then blames it on someone else. But it's Sean with a Wonder Woman.
I'm a sucker. I keep coming back to this. I keep coming back. I should have known. The Sovereigns, Tom King is not going to give that up. He's not going to stop. He has to fill the pages with as many words as possible. I know. But I can't resist the matriarch. She
Yeah.
looks so good.
You
I
got,
needed to read this.
you got Snow Bunny mind virus.
I did, yeah. I got baited. And you know what, chat? You know what? Never a fucking again. It's not going to happen to me
Don't
again.
spend horny money. It's the worst way to spend money.
It's not
The
going to happen
best
to me
way.
again. By the way, we only read this because I needed a reason to buy this book.
Oh, you used us as a ploy for your gooning?
Yes.
All right, well, you admit it. That's fine.
There it is, Lex.
Yeah, Milkbone Crusader with a Fell for It Again award.
Yeah. I fell in a trap hole again.
Sean, do you want to read that super chat from who was? Oh, it was Matt.
Matt.
I do. Matt Fisher with the 5 spot. Thank you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Tom King should write the X-Men. And Norman Osborn should show up as Spider-Man to fight a new villain called the Cousin. I'll see myself out. Well, while you're exiting stage left, Matt, why don't you take the creative team currently on this book, right? And put them in Black Label. Put them in Black Label, put them in elsewhere. You want to tell stories 20 years, tell it 100 years in the future. I don't fucking care. Because if you put it outside of continuity, I won't be there.
Yeah. So
Elseworlds, dude. Elseworlds. It feels like
what's Elseworlds?
another world.
It's where I wish this book was, where I wish I was to avoid this.
Yeah, so the Mr. Artist man in chat says, so Wonder Woman by King is bad then. That is Sean's opinion. And most of it shared by Marco.
Yeah.
I enjoy Tom King's Wonder Woman. Mostly. So different strokes, different folks.
I'm not going to tell you this book is bad. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you I'm fucking stupid. I'll tell you that.
Did it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, what a bummer.
So 32, we'll be reading 32 next
Yeah.
next month.
You have a blast, Tyler.
Sean, it's Mattia Deulis, that cover. So that also explains why you got.
Oh, there you go.
I needed it.
I
I would
will
pay
say,
$5.
There's a David Nakayama matriarch cover coming out next week or next month. And then
For
there's
32?
Yeah, and 33 has a Michael Janin matriarch cover. And, oh man, they are going all in on matriarch right now. So just close your eyes when you're at the stacks next month.
You know what I'm going to do, Tyler, to help myself out? I'm going to download those images.
Got it.
I'm gonna
Like an
download them.
NFT.
Print
Yeah,
them.
that way, when I'm tempted, I can just look at the cover.
Just frame it.
I
yeah.
can just look at her.
Yeah, frame it.
Yeah, I can just be like, oh, she's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I got data. I got her on my fucking hard drive. I don't need to go to my LCS and drop $6. $6
Yeah. Oh, because that's the extra cover.
cardstock. Yeah, I'm paying a
Ooh.
Tom King tax. Why the fuck am I paying a Tom King tax?
You
This is
typically like
mainline
Tom King.
continuity.
And outside of being like continuity, yeah.
I'm sorry, Tom King. I love Tom King.
Nice guy.
Steve Canary says the pals booted absolute flash for this.
Yes.
Not necessarily for this. This was we were doing 8 books this week, just so you remember.
Yeah.
This
snap.
was a Sean additional. And just know that he added an 8th book just to goon. Come on.
Look, okay. I was having a good time when I said that. The reality is I genuinely did want to check
Yeah.
out the book. I thought it
You
was
genuinely are a Tom King fan. Right? I think
Yes.
it's fair to say. Yeah. You've
Yep.
interviewed him, you got along with him, you vibe with him pretty well.
Oh, absolutely. He's
On
a
most
great
things.
human.
Maybe specific things. Maybe not.
I have
but,
no issues with Tom King.
Yeah. But this ain't for you.
You know what it is? I have issues where like you have Daniel Sampere as your artist, and I have to like try to look around to see where my man is at on the fucking page, bro. Because there's so many words and the narration, you don't even know who's talking.
Yeah.
But it's my fault. It's on me. It's on me.
We'll get the next one.
No, we won't.
He just had Sean laid down the rake and then stepped on it.
Oh yeah, I'll do that all year.
Just Sideshow Bob style.
I guarantee it's gonna happen again. Not with this book.
Oh, very nice. Hell yeah.
It might be some X-Men shit that I next step on a rake for, but it's gonna happen again. 52% of you didn't buy or read this.
There we go.
25% of you pulled it. 20% of you passed, and 3%, which is probably one human, chose this as their pick of the week.
Who did that? Misclick. Who did that? I like how the did buy or read is 52%.
Beautiful. Poetic. Love it.
I will say, getting bombed on League of Comic Geeks, this book is.
Really?
It's got like a 2.5 rating,
Yikes.
which is not good for League of Comic Geeks. Like a typical rating is like 3s to 4s.
And like I said, man, I'm not, the blame does not belong with the creative. It belongs with me.
Whoa, wait, so Sean, what's your fucking pick of the week?
Would you think it was going to be Wonder Woman?
I know it was gonna be Wonder Woman, but I thought it was gonna be one of the,
I know what
those
it's not. That's for
next
sure.
level.
I definitely know what it's not.
I think you do know what it's not.
Yeah.
Hey, chat. Talk to us. Let's fill it. What time is it? After 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we're
on
going
a
late.
Thursday night. We're going late. It's unavoidable at this point. And over 130 of you are fucking with us right now. I love
Hey.
to see that. I love it. I love it. Let's get into our next book. Will this be my pick of the week, or Marco's for that matter? Wait, Marco, did you choose?
Nope.
Not yet. Not yet.
So we
We'll
might have
see.
the same one.
Oh, I wonder what it is. Okay.
I think we probably have the same one, bro.
Okay.
I think so.
But is this that? Let's talk about New Titans, number 33. I've been super hyped for this shit.
Yeah.
Tate Bromble on the words, Sammy Basri on the art, colors by Adriano Lucas, Tom Napolitano on the letters. Have you ever had a day that you just wish would end, and it never does?
So you reading Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
My 9 to 5.
Well, Nightwing is having one such a day, but it's a day that he doesn't want to end. It's a day in the life of the Titans. It's him with his best friends, drinking coffee,
Love it.
fighting villains, having love, having loss, having betrayal, everything that seems to go with a Titan in every single run of the Titans. Tate Bromble is metatextually addressing in this issue. But something's got to break the cycle. And something does. And that's how we get introduced to what we were sold on as the concept of this book, which is a new Titans group. Is this the entry you were hoping for?
I did not expect. I had no expectations
Same.
for this, for the series, for the introduction of this team, and I really like this issue. I thought this was excellent, and the slow start, kind of takes you off guard. It catches you off guard. Then you start to get into the repetition. The Fearsome Five, I never realized I've never seen them outside of the cartoon.
Right?
And so to see them
I was
here,
like,
to see Gizmo was a fucking.
Gizmo. That one jumped out to me too. I'm like, I never read Gizmo before.
He's just this little old bald man, seemingly. I'm like middle aged. I'm like, holy shit! Wait a second, he not no kid. So cool to see, and and then you start to get into this time loop, start to get into this cycle, and you fall into it. And I fell into it. Right, it's very much what this was. It is what you expect these heroes to be, what you expect the stories to be, how you expect them to play out, the dynamics, they won't lead, the love triangles, the dynamics and relationships, everything you should expect, but flipped on its head because we're being tricked somehow. And I love how all of these panels, everything here is in the structure of kind of a 9-panel grid to sort of emphasize and push the normalcy, but also the monotony and the fact that Nightwing here is trapped. He is behind these metaphysical bars, And it's not until the coffee breaks that we get distinctive panel work. We start to see the everything that happens behind the veil that's been built here, and then we get introduced to the new team. Loved it. I love this issue.
I'm with you. I really like this thing. This issue was great. The whole idea of like Tate playing with the idea of the Titans as a property, you know, as characters that can never really go that far. 5G. And the characters explicitly stating it, like seeing the iterations where like, oh, Beast Boy's red now, you know, that's what happens, you know, Cyborg's gold, you know, that's new 52 Beast Boy. So it's like dealing with all these versions of these characters at one point, all the different interactions, and then like it gets to a point where Nightwing is starting to see it break, and then they start not making sense anymore. So like, oh, here's brother Bloodstroke is here. Oh, Donna Troy has a thing for Nightwing now. They've never had a thing together, and he's like, wait, what? I thought it was great. The idea of like in this dreamscape, using the 9-panel grid as a jail cell, essentially. Like if you take those things, that's literally the gutters are the bars of a cell, and like just like throwing them in this continuity jail that the Titans have been in
Mm,
forever.
mm.
And then at the end being like, you know what? It's maybe because of those characters. Let's just bring in new Titans. I thought that was really fun, and I really liked the lineup of the characters they showed at the end. I've always wanted to read a Titans book and enjoy it, and I've never really gotten there outside of the bits I've read of Jeff Johns' run. So this was a home run for me. This was in contention for me for pick of the week.
Jace, the comic source, my dude, what is up? It's good to see you. It was great to meet you at New York Comic Con, brother. We are due for a chat. He says, it feels like y'all read a different book than I did. And I think that is very possible with the new Titans issue, in the sense that where you come from with this issue is really going to be dependent on you. I love this. I thought this was cool. However, I think that if you are someone who doesn't really like know what Tate Bromble is trying to express here, this shit is weird and bizarre and will not play.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know what's going on, this issue is stupid. But if you do, it's pretty good. I don't think this was like okay, you guys remember Moon Knight when we read it, Jeff Lemire?
Yeah.
That first issue reminds me a lot of this one.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
And I was thinking about that the whole read. And I was like, yo, yeah. But I was thinking that Nightwing alone was stuck and that he was going to break out and then go recruit a new squad to break out the rest of them. I didn't see the squad coming upon them to try to save them. My feeling was kind of like, well, it took away a little bit of the agency of the current team, and some of them are going to be here when the team swaps over. Not everyone is leaving the Titans. So I kind of wish that Nightwing had a little bit more agency, like if he was the Moon Knight, where he was able to figure stuff out and he was able to kind of at least break himself out. I would have liked this more. But despite that fact, I still think this was a good issue.
What did you say him breaking the coffee pot was what allowed the other team to break through? So doesn't he have some agency?
I don't disagree with that. I just wish that he had left and had to go seek help and choose the new Titans. The fact that they come through and they're like, yeah, we're the new Titans, that page did not work for me. Because why would you even call yourself that? Like, that felt like so, like...
Cocky son of a bitch.
Yeah, like, ding! If you ever watch Cinema Sins, that's a sin.
Oh, saying the team name?
Yeah, like that would be the kind of thing the Cinema Sins would ding you for.
Sure.
Yeah, I will say, nice to see Kid Devil again. Red Devil. Haven't seen him since the other Tom King book that we like, Heroes in Crisis. Which I thought he got killed in, so whatever happened. But you know, like I'm curious to see what this team is like. It's a very non-Titans team that again, feels like Jeff Johns' time on the book.
Comic
was
Book
a-
Tube has an interesting comment. I had a difficult time with this. I did not buy the issue to read about past iterations of a Titans team that is not on the cover. That's an excellent point.
That's fair. That's fair. I think the thing is though, like with this book, but this book doesn't tell you this is only because I know it from reading about the creation of it. Is like half those Titans are still in the book, even though they're not prominent on the cover. Like I think Cyborg's still going to be in it. The only one I know, I don't want to spoil stuff, but there are characters who will not be in it that are in these dream sequences.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's a problem.
Sure.
It's a problem that like you and I know.
Yep.
And we shouldn't, but that's just comics, but we know. But if you read this blind, like I guess Comic Book Tube did, and maybe Jace did, and certain others in the chat, it's like, what? And I like I'm not even mad at the roster that appears at the end. John Kent belongs here. Yada Floor belongs here.
Yeah.
Spoiler is a very interesting character to put on here. So I'm not mad at that. And I'm going to buy the next issue. There's no doubt. I'm a pull on this. I liked it a lot. But I'm only speaking these concerns for the people who this was a little weird for.
Yeah.
I get that too.
I will say I'm happy. This part of the story was one issue. Dragging on the
Yes.
dream sequence to another issue would have been a wrong move. So I
Yeah.
like how that's really just contained in the single issue.
Yeah.
100% agreed. This was my pick of the week.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this. I hear what you guys are saying, and I hear the this isn't sort of the promised team that I was seeing, but this was the path to get there. This was sort of that. What I really enjoy when writers do is taking over the baton and trying to like change this momentum. Is you have a little breather issue, maybe one or two, to allow for that to happen. And this was such a meta way to do that. I thought it was incredibly intelligent.
Yeah, we should definitely reach out to Tate. I'd love to interview him, especially with like his Batgirl stuff. And this like guy is really kind of cutting out a corner of the DC universe for himself now.
Mm.
And based on his interviews, he knows ball.
Marco, what's the zombie book?
Everything.
Everything Dead and Dying.
Yeah.
Oh
One of my
yeah,
favorite books.
also
Excellent,
great.
dude.
Yeah.
Yep. Honestly, he's a huge writer on the come up.
Yeah, for sure.
The only Tate Brombal book that I haven't read that I've read and didn't enjoy was Christopher Chaos.
Yep. Same.
Everything else I think has been
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that was like that was literally the
Early.
first Tate Brombal book. that I
I
read.
think co-written by Tinian too, right? At least
I
from the
think
first
it was
issue.
plotted by Tinian.
Yeah, but it was at least branded that way.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his stuff. It's great stuff.
I will be back for 34 on New Titans.
Yeah, 100%.
Same, which surprised me. I was
Yeah.
expecting to just be like, oh, here's another Titans run that just doesn't click with me.
Like the last one.
Yep. Oh, the last one was not good, guys. I'm sorry. I tried reading it. I read the KO tie-ins, and that was a slog.
49% of you, though, did not show up to the New Titans party. 31% of you pulled it. Pass was 13%, and pick of the week was 7%. Thank you all for voting. Make sure you vote in every poll. We have so many people live with us. This is crazy for a Thursday night. I love the energy you guys are showing to comics. Fuck us. Like, well,
Cool.
thank
Please
you
do.
for being here for us. But like, I love this for comics. Righteous Lot says, so are the new characters, Superboy, Yada Floor, etc., joining the team? Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Potentially more too, from what I remember.
Yeah. And certain characters are leaving the team as well.
Yeah. Apparently some of them have big plans or DC has big plans for some of them.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Let's talk about Nightwing, huh? Let's talk about Nightwing number 136.
Hot damn.
They go to Legacy?
Yeah. Love it. Love it. I agree with Zenith Flare. Kyle, thank you. Pump those likes up. Let's get the likes up. Entertain Me says there was 151 people here before.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Love every supporter. Thank you so much. And you know what? If I can take this opportunity, since we have so many people here, two things real quick. Don't leave. Don't play with me. One, and Marco, please, if you could get a link. I'll do it. I'll do it. One, show up for the deep dive this Saturday, part 3 of the Rebirth deep dive. Make sure you guys come out, show love for that. This is the part you've been waiting for. I fucking guarantee you're gonna love this. The other thing that I would love to see, since so many of you are here, if you're not gonna support us monetarily, which is completely fine, click the link that I just shared with you and fill out that survey. It'll take you 5 minutes or less. It's very easy. Helps out a lot. I don't want to stop until we get to 100 people who have filled it out. And we're at 81. So I know we can do
Oh,
better.
nice.
If you're a fan of this show on any level, please do click that link and fill it out. It is anonymous. It's free. Just help us out. Anyway, on to Nightwing. Let's talk about this book. This is written by Dan Waters, who's been on the book for a while. His former artistic partner in this was Dexter Soy. But Dexter Soy has exited his book onto, I would imagine, bigger things, bigger and better things. But coming on board is the reason this book was voted on to be a part of this show. I got to imagine. Dennis Cowan on the pencils. Norm Rappin on the inks. Colors by Francesco Segala and letters by Wes Abbott. Imagine a highway from hell.
Ooh.
Imagine a highway that exists almost entirely to kill people. A place where people are dying constantly, and the souls of people are just left lingering this massive superhighway that has been built in Bloodhaven. That's what Nightwing is dealing with here. And there's a 57,000 car pileup when Nightwing decides to pick a baddie up off the fucking highway, which is probably something. If this issue taught me anything, this was a cautionary tale. When you see that baddie
Keep driving.
on the road, drive. Don't wait. Don't fucking wait. Don't stop. Drive.
Unless it's one of those lot lizards, then
No,
just
no,
make
no, no,
just
no,
make
no.
sure you wrap it.
Drive.
Drive faster. Take it from me. Take it from Nightwing.
Take it from you, New York City dweller.
New York City non-driver, by the way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What do you guys think of Nightwing?
Dennis Cohen, excellent work.
Okay.
To start there, I loved how clear and simple his panel layouts are. How communicative he is. He's straight to the point. Here's what's happening on the page. Nothing fancy. Nothing that is overly complicated. He's just here to tell a good story, render really strong art, really good action, really tense moments, creepy moments as well. I think he was a great artist for this. Great inclusion. And on the script, for me, I didn't enjoy the story all too much. It didn't interest me. I appreciate this sort of mystical horror tinge to it, but the way it was executed, I can appreciate that the premise here is going to be this highway that has these vagabonds and these, this force around it. I'm not interested in reading about a highway. And seeing it play out, I was like, yeah, it did. I didn't feel the heat, even though there was a fucking huge ass fire. I just didn't feel the heat.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Marco. I love the previous arc, the Zani arc, that kind of culminated what Dan Waters was doing on this book. And much like what happens in this book takes a left turn and tonally shifts. It's no longer that kind of psychological comic booky supernatural. It almost feels like a Twilight Zone episode in a weird way. And I don't like the tonal shift. And not to mention, like, I am all for taking down the idea of the automobile complex controlling the middle class with superhighways and accessibility and cars and all that. Fine. I don't want to read a comic where Nightwing is driving. Like, he's an acrobat. That is why I'm reading a Nightwing comic. So he's swinging throughout Bloodhaven or Gotham. And the entirety of this book, he's doing what I do Monday through Friday. He just in car. And I found it visually boring, which is a shame because I do like Dennis Cohen. But I thought the actual content of the book was like, I don't give a shit. Like, why is he picking up someone in his car? I don't know. And it's like a witch, I guess. And then also he gets people killed. Like, again, car's bad. I get it. But yeah, I did not see the Rick Grayson cabbie era about to return. I might have liked that more. Yeah, this issue was not for me. Wasn't feeling this one.
All right. So there's a YouTube video that features I think it's a couple, two people, who pick up a woman. They're in Europe. They pick up a woman
God.
who's on the road, right? And they pick her up and they're talking to her and they're having a conversation. And after a while, they realize that she's actually dead and that she's been dead. And there's a jump scare, like,
Oh, is there a winding path?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And this comic book reminded me a lot of that. This comic book I thought was hilarious. Not because it was good. I just thought it was really funny that Nightwing couldn't resist, like inexplicably could not resist stopping in the middle of traffic. By the way, they're on a highway. Imagine stopping on a highway for anything.
Didn't she have a knife and was bloody too?
Also had a knife, also was bloody.
Yeah.
But Nightwing can recognize a baddie anywhere. He is with Barbara Gordon. I get it. Snow Bunny, I get it. I don't get, though, why you bring Dennis Cowan on and have my man drawing cars. This was the least kinetic, least propulsive, most boring, but funny comic that I've read at least this year. Because I couldn't believe it.
I can't tell if you liked this or hated it.
I don't know either, Tyler. But what I thought about was that this was a Dark Patterns gimmick that wouldn't work with Bruce.
Sure.
But I also don't think it worked with Dick either. Because I felt like Dick's dialogue all throughout this was like treating him dumbed down. He's not stupid. He doesn't get in this situation.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Dick Grayson, talk to me now. He doesn't get in this situation. Sure, he might pick the lady up. I don't think so, but he might pick the lady up. But there's no way he's going to let her fucking put a knife to his neck and result in a 57 car pileup. Nah. Sorry.
It almost makes more sense with Batman because at least you have the Batmobile as a thematic element that is integral to Batman. Besides the cabbie stuff, when has Nightwing ever just drive a car?
Yeah, clunky, awkward.
It's like you just took you took an action figure of Nightwing, you threw him in a cool car that you have. It's like, oh no, Nightwing drives now.
Yo, Nightwing, he doesn't believe women, bro. She's telling him, I'm a witch. I'm a witch. He's like, no, you're just crazy. He's like, no, I'm a witch. I got magic. Sorry, no, you're wrong.
He's not an ally, bro.
Damn.
Dick Grayson is not an ally, but you know what? We are. We are. I believed her.
He sounds like a real dick.
Women.
Damn. That's
She
true.
said
yeah.
she was a witch. I took her at her word. I would have booted her right out the car.
She's
I would've said,
crying
you know
blood. Dick, what are you doing, buddy?
Get out my car. Wait for later. Someone else will pick your fine ass up, but it ain't me.
Just
I don't
drop her
wanna die
off.
today.
I'm a witch. He's like, oh, word? There's the door.
Also, kudo. Okay, is Nightwing the worst driver in Bloodhaven?
Yes.
All of the entirety of the superhighway that's going superhighway speeds is avoiding this woman. They're doing great. They're doing a great job. She's been walking there for miles. People have avoided her. She gets in the car with Nightwing, they crash instantly. Nightwing is canonically the worst driver at DC Comics.
And I wouldn't think that out of all the
it makes
Bat
sense.
fam.
No, it makes sense.
Like, is he really that shit? Like, I would think Jason Todd, maybe is a reckless driver. Dick Grayson should have his license revoked. People died on that. Oh, that's my other point. That's why I didn't like this
kills
comic.
people.
I just remembered. This superhighway that's killed multiple people before this issue even begins, which would never happen, by the way. If multiple people died like this on a highway, something would be done. Like, it's not like 1 or 2 deaths. I think they say there's about 20 deaths.
There's a lot, yeah.
That's insane. But the other thing that doesn't make any fucking sense is it would take years to build this kind of superhighway.
Yes.
And my man said it like that shit happened overnight. Like Dick Grayson went to sleep, slept himself, woke up in the morning, said, the sun is out, looked out the window, and there was a massive superhighway. Nah.
And the opening for the superhighway happened in the last arc.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the Zani, that carnival game where you throw a baseball and you knock the cans down? He did that, but it was actually knocking down buildings in Bloodhaven. So Bloodhaven just had a whole bunch of 9/11s happen. But they decided to make a superhighway in a couple weeks. Great infrastructure. At least the taxpayer dollars have been going somewhere. Sean's broken,
Yo,
apparently.
I'm 2.5 beers in, man, and I just think this issue was really funny.
It didn't feel like a Nightwing issue. It felt like some scary stories to tell in the dark.
I felt like I was reading a PSA about highway safety. Don't pick up a baddie on the road. Don't stop on the
Hitchhiker
highway.
in general.
Period. Yeah, just like don't.
Yeah,
Wear your
my mom
seatbelt.
would tell me stories when she used to hitchhike as a kid.
Oh. Wild.
Oh my god. Yo, I'm an absolute pass on this, but I had a blast. Like I'm having a blast talking about it. Way more fun than reading it. But yeah, I'm definitely a pass.
Same.
It's your most positive pass in a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Passing with a smile.
It's I do like this run, so I'm gonna keep reading. I really like the run, so I trust them to get somewhere with this. But this issue is a pass for me.
Tyler, did you pull Wonder Woman?
I don't know.
Yo, I pull the matriarch.
Yeah, put me down as a pull. I'm a fucking simp.
All right.
Just for the story.
Yeah. Just for the story.
This
Yo,
will
this is-
likely be my pass of the year, by the way. But go ahead, Mark.
Really? And even when that DCKO crossover came out,
That wasn't this month.
you
Was
said
it?
year.
You said year.
Oh, 2.5 beers. I meant month.
Okay,
Excuse me.
okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Ooh, Absolute Flash 12 might be my pass of the month.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, this
That
was more fun
rough.
for you.
Did we triple pass on this deal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Not pass of the year. Excuse me. Didn't buy or read 45%. Pull 39%. Pick of the week 11%.
Wow.
Pass 5%.
So we had some
Not
commuters
bad.
out there picking this book as pick of the week.
So people read this comic and were like, you know what? I relate to Nightwing.
Yeah. It's real relatable.
I'm that
He's driving
motherfucker
to work.
that's caused.
Yeah.
I've been that guy.
Yeah.
I have caused a 50-car pileup. I've caught bodies in my vehicle.
It's funny, like, as a
wait.
New Yorker who drives, whenever you see someone like in the road, you gotta become a new person. That's when you tense up and you just keep looking straight. You don't look sideways. You don't make eye contact because they're in the street. They're a little more daring than most. You know?
Just reminded me of a revelation.
Okay, well, write that one down. Jot that
Write
one
it.
down.
I want to read every single comment from someone who we've never read a comment before. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
That's what we're going to do right now.
All right.
We're only going to read comments right now from people we've never heard from before.
Okay.
So if you're new right now, you're getting all our energy, okay? So here I'll start, and you guys find ones you want to read. Monotone guy said, "Okay, now I got to pick this up. You had my curiosity, now you have my attention. You're fucking crazy. You're exactly the kind of person we want around here. Welcome to the fold. Thank you for
That's
coming."
about Nightwing?
Yeah.
Damn. What did I see here? Let's see. Roosevelt 7161112.
Got it.
I'm new to the Nightwing comic, so I'm not sure, but I thought this was fun. That's fair. It's a
Yeah, like
very
it's a drive.
welcoming way to think about something.
Sweet Exorcist says, "You've never heard of the Highway of Tears in Canada, Sean?" No. And the fact that there is something called the Highway of Tears makes me feel like we should really reevaluate what we're doing. I thought Canadians were nice and like loved life and shit. Why would you have a highway called Highway of Tears?
And we have the Trail of Tears, so that's much different.
Yeah.
You guys ever drive up to the Taconic in New York?
I love the Taconic.
I hate the Taconic. That's a death spiral. There's like
Dude,
just stone road one side of you,
Yes.
and then cliff the other side.
I love it. That's my
No.
favorite. I
It's
love going
death
on
or
that.
other death. I hate it. My booties are puckered up the whole time.
That's what I like. I could feel the adrenaline. My hands, my palms get sweaty because I'm like, oh, that was close. That was close. I'm over the speed limit.
Michael Jordan is
Oh,
with
damn.
us.
Whoa, B or
I don't know
normal?
if it's A or B.
Michael Jordan's middle name is A.
Oh, no. That's Michael B. Jordan's dad. Sorry.
Got it.
I don't know who it is. I don't know which one of it is. But if you just won an Oscar, bro, congratulations. I hope the in and out was great. But Michael Jordan said, "I just like Dick as it is." And it's not that I agree with you, but I know there are people here who do. And if you like Dick, that is totally acceptable. We are pro Dick here.
I'm coming. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can hold me. Nobody control me. I'm coming.
What?
Wait,
So-
I'm not coming for Dick.
So okay, sorry, I wasn't sure. Misclick. My bad.
How dare you, Tyler?
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, that's a wild. So first comment this guy makes is pro Dick.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's
you
wrong
know,
with that?
different
Plus
strokes,
Dick,
different different strokes, different folks.
And we're talking to the different folks right now. That's the point of this bit.
Exactly.
Olivia Miller said, "Do you think we'll get Absolute Hawk Girl either this year for Absolute Wonder Woman or Absolute Batman this year? So will we get an Absolute Hawk Girl?"
I think we will. I don't know in what book, and it's possibly in a book we haven't seen yet.
I don't think we will.
I think we will. I
You
think we
need
will.
to
I don't think
soften up
she's-
that. I think there's gonna be a face turn for Absolute Hawkman.
I see that. That I see.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee. Samuel Summers with a 5 spot. My pick of the week was Battle Beast. Also, I'm saving up money for a massive book club that I'll love, but you'll hate. I'll let you know soon. Samuel Summers, let me tell you something. First of all, if you were here on Saturday, I know for a fact we don't miss the GOAT game. So thank you, brother. And second of all, whatever it is that you feel like sponsoring, I'm happy to read. I don't give a shit what it is. You want me to read the Quran? I'll read it. You want me to read the Bible? I'll read it. I don't care what it is. If what's her name? Hawk Tua, if Haley Welch writes a book, I'll read that. Whatever you sponsor, I'll read, brother.
This is
Thank you.
Multiple times you brought up Haley Welch.
Just 'cause I think it's really funny. She just started an OnlyFans. And I think
Oh,
it's
Good,
hilarious.
good for her. Good for her. you know?
It's the grift pipeline. She went from randomly famous
yeah.
to NFTs to
Yeah.
OnlyFans with feet.
Oh, it's just feet?
I don't know. I'm not on it.
Oh.
I saw some.
Marco,
someone said
I
something
can
about feet.
see the credit card transaction, so be careful.
I still have credits on it. So
You have credits?
yeah.
This is a guy who obviously doesn't use it. Fake Gooner spotted. Calling you on your fake ass shit. Stolen valor. Get him out of here. Jeez. Credits. What the fuck you talking about?
I got him, dude.
One last comment. Because Sweet Exorcist gives us an update on the Highway of Tears, which is horrifying. The Highway of Tears is the stuff of nightmares, and it's a nickname given to the highway because of so many women have gone missing or killed on it.
Oh shit.
That's not funny. Fuck. I
that
wanted to
got
laugh about the Highway of Tears, not cry. But I guess that's why it's called the Highway of Tears.
Yeah, what the hell?
Wow, holy shit.
Well, guess Canada's not as nice as we thought.
Y'all
Nope.
are fucked, dude.
But what about America?
Ooh,
Oh well, that's
great
its own
transition.
situation.
Great job, Sean.
Thank you. I've been doing this for a decade. Captain America, number 8, written by a Canadian.
Oh,
Written
it's
by a
true.
Canadian.
It's true.
Good old Chip Zdarsky on the words. And of course, we have Jan Bazaldua filling in on the art. Colors by Romulo Fajardo Jr. Letters by Joe Caramagna. This is part 3 of the Doom Shadow event, and this feels now like critical reading for the upcoming Armageddon event. This issue starts us off with a scene with Thaddeus Ross, aka Red Hulk, who is being blocked by the United States from leading the charge against Latveria and everything else. And he has a vested interest in this. He was kidnapped and tortured by Doom. So he's got an axe to grind with Latveria that now the United States government is saying, nah, you're out of this one. And we know he's not going to take that line down because we know what happens in Armageddon.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that more on Saturday. But this issue doesn't stop there. It also digs deeply into, what does revolution look like? What happens when you have a nation state whose leader has been assassinated or otherwise removed from the equation before the nation was ready for that? And what can go on? This was my pick of the week.
Oh shit.
And I
I
have seen the criticism.
I thought this was gonna be your pass of the week.
I know.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
criticism?
A lot
I
of,
got
a lot
plenty.
of haters.
I got plenty.
Wait, I said
Yeah.
talk to it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
I think this art further proves that this arc was changed last minute. Every issue of this arc is a different artist. And then we have Sheedy back for the next arc. And I know there was that cover change and solicit change for this book pretty last minute. And it feels like there was a hard left turn chain done here. I think I've typically been fine with Jan Bazaldua's art previously to this. There are some pages in this where the people look really bad, like really bad, to the point where it was taking me away from the story. Because I think there is a decent story here. I like the idea of Red Hulk versus Red Tape. That's fun. But the pages where if anyone was showing their face in anything other than a close-up shot,
Yes.
it was, you might as well just draw on a smiley face. And that could just be due to time, and this might have had to been a quick turnaround. Because I think even the previous issue, which was drawn by I have it up. Oh, I don't have it up here. I can get it though.
I'll grab it. I'll grab it.
I
just
got
had
it.
up.
I got it. It's that was drawn by Delio Diaz. Also felt a little atypical for Delio Diaz. So something is fishy in terms of the art and this arc. But yeah, I like the themes in it. I like what Zdarsky's saying. With this revolutionary was the good guy when Steve was previously in Latveria. It's the guy who was helping out. And now he's changed, and now he's essentially becoming Doom 2.0. And I like that. I like the idea of, like regime change and all that, and what that does, and how does America's role in regime change affect things. I think it's great, especially in March 2026, even though we weren't there for regime change, whatever. So I think that the content of the story is good. I just so not into the art that it made me dislike this issue.
Fuck.
I'm kind of there with you on the art front. It did take me out. For me, I think one of the big critiques is always like lack of background. That's how you kind of know that things are a little rushed. We get an establishing shot here and
Yeah.
there. But when we need to fill space, we do it with gradients, we do it with texture, we do it with maybe a single color. Not on every page, but definitely enough that I started to notice it, and it felt a little detrimental. Um, and for the story, it's lost a bit of momentum for me. I I like that we have these sort of factions going on, and the guy that the U.S. government side kind of pushing is shitty. The person who has the namesake Von Doom is this pacifist in direct contrast to um, Doctor Doom. And I get that this revolutionary is turning, um, but it doesn't feel as weighty anymore. It doesn't feel like in the previous arc, to see that continue, to see that trajectory continue and see the downfall, I think would have been a bit more interesting for me. Here I'm getting he was good, now he's bad. And that's sort of where the status quo of what that feels like is.
First of all, I want to say that I have way more interest in talking shit with these two and laughing about the chat than I do in talking about any comics. But I will I will talk about comics. But before I do that, I want to read this super chat from Samuel Summers, the 5 spot. Thank you, bro. He said, "Okay, I'm saving up for a Spawn book club." Say no more. What the fuck? I'ma hate
hell
Spawn.
yeah.
You crazy, bro? I'm desperate to read Spawn. You give me a reason to read Spawn, and you're my favorite.
I mean, we'll have some small news on the show maybe this weekend.
100%.
Yeah.
And we might even never
Yeah.
mind. Never mind.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hold off on that. Hold off on
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just feeling myself.
Yeah, I
and
know.
I'm
No, don't
fucking
don't spill the
reading.
beans. All right. Should have spilled your beans.
He says also, I want an Invincible book club. How much do I need?
Ooh.
It depends on how much you want us to
Yeah,
read,
it's
bro.
a lot.
How long was that? 100?
It's like
150?
I don't know if it got that far.
More?
100?
I thought it was more.
No, I think it was only a little past. Let me see. Let's see here. Invincible.
Who could have faster? Who could have faster? Who could have faster? 144. Yes.
Motherfucker. All right, so I guess it was closer to 150.
Hell yeah. Yeah, bro. Talk to us nicely about whatever it is you feel like we should read. And also, let me say hello to Ashbuck, who just joined the Discord server. I want everybody to join our Discord server. I want everybody. Let me share the link right now. Copy. Everybody join our Discord server. Now let's talk about Captain America and why this was my pick of the week.
Okay.
I agree with you, Tyler, 100% that the art here and the art change is indicative of what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Which is that this book underwent a shift. But I like Jan Bazaldua. I'm sorry, I can't speak, but I like her. I know that she has a lot of haters, but I like her work. And yeah, there were times when she didn't draw the face. And like
That seems like a big deal, Sean.
listen, bro, I clocked it, but you know who doesn't always draw faces too? He's one of my favorites.
I'm not an artist.
Stuart Immonen. Stuart Immonen doesn't draw every single face, and he's a god.
He does it the
There's
right
some
way.
fucky faces, bro.
I don't know what you're talking
Sometimes it's
about.
just that line, that smile line.
I simply do not see.
Well, I am not a hater of Jan. And so for me, I enjoyed the art quite a bit. I also really enjoyed the colors. I thought Captain America popped, his shield popped. And look, yes, he does look like a baby sometimes. Right here, baby Cap. No doubt about it. You want to start a fucking Marvel TV show that can air on Disney? Baby Cap.
There we go.
Baby cat.
But I thought the sequences were dynamic visually, and I really like what the story is telling us, you know? The cover doesn't lie in this issue. Captain America is standing
true.
upon a grave. There's a mass grave that was created here, and these are the bodies that salvation has left behind.
Yo,
And yeah.
he falls right into that. It's just like
Yo, when he's stepping out of it, I just noticed the little.
what are you doing?
Little,
Hold on. What are you doing?
The little feet Look at the
Marco,
way
what are
that
you doing with that book?
the way his
God,
leg
Marco.
angles in, dude.
No, Marco, you're bending the
Chat,
book.
do you see what he just
My
did?
God.
Yo, I'd rather slice my left fucking big toe off than do what you just did.
That yo, that this book is gone. Damn, that's really long. This book. Just keep pressing it.
No, it just kept going.
Yo, this book is going straight to the fucking hallway, dude.
No.
Nier said, yo, he's spreading it. Don't ever, okay, Marco, don't ever do that. Nier, don't ever explain it that way either. What
Look
the
at the
fuck
way.
is going on here, guys?
Look at the way his
Jesus.
foot. Hey, look at his foot. It's angled, bro. His ankles are curvy.
And here I thought Sean mentioning getting steak juice on Absolute Batman #1 was the worst thing we would see happen to a comic on the show.
That was a mistake.
Yeah. Emphasis on steak.
Yo, Slibu Demon says Marco reads it like a newspaper.
Yeah, that was insane, bro. That was diabolical. I can't even believe what I just saw.
I don't even know what you were saying. Honestly, I stopped listening to you.
Yep.
Why he got laugh lines?
He's allowed to have
Why is
laugh
not-
lines. That's fine.
You can't
Doesn't
laugh.
matter.
You think Steve doesn't enjoy a joke?
Although, Marco, there's it's okay. There's a sequence where, and I have it on the screen, where they're getting into the compound, right? And then they're like, "Hey, be quiet. Keep it nice and stealthy. Let's do a stealth mission."
Yeah.
The guy fails immediately. So like, one of the soldiers sees him, and Cap throws his shield, and like, it's dynamic initially. The art, it hits him, and then the shield is just stagnant in the air.
Floating.
It's like you knew how to draw it in the first panel. What happened in the fourth? Why did it just start? And this is why the issue didn't land for me, because it was stuck in the air like this fucking shield.
That is actually funny. And what's funny too is the way that guy is looking.
Yeah.
Like look at his fucking
Man, I wish I
face.
had the Metal Gear Solid like brink noise.
That's what he looks like. He's like,
He looks a little too like emotional. You know what I mean? Like, it's not matching. Like, he's surprised. He's acting like he just saw his whole family get killed. Which, like, I know you're seeing, like, I know what's happening is a big deal, but it doesn't match the last panel
nah,
there.
bro, I want to know from the chat, what is he looking at? Wrong answers only.
He opened
What is my man looking
he
at?
opened that door at Scarlet Witch's place that Hawkeye opened up. Casino Gordon says, "No, it's moving so fast the frame rate makes it look still." Oh, it's like when you take a picture of a helicopter.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
God,
You're on 60 FPS.
Yo. Oh my god, this is fucking funny today, bro.
Sorry, I'd like to make fun of art that is not because Sean, I do like Jan Bazaldua's art. I think she is a good artist. This wasn't it, and I don't think it's her fault. I mean, it
Yeah.
is, but like, it is, but it isn't.
And I just love what Chip Zdarsky had to say in this issue. And I just think that his scripts have been really awesome. I really love the Red Hulk scene to start. I love Cap in the mass grave later. All that shit was cool. My pick of the week, man. I don't know. I love
I
it.
respect it.
Do you? You're gonna give that shit away, bro. Do you respect it?
I respect your opinion about it. But my books, the one I purchased is going out.
Yeah, it's a pass for me for this issue. I love this run so far.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Pick of the
Wait,
week.
is that true? Cole? Seeing the headline,
No.
Hush 2 has been
No.
delayed again.
It's that guy is seeing that headline. That's what he's seeing.
Oh,
Right,
okay,
right,
okay,
right,
okay.
right, yeah.
I wouldn't look at it like that. I would look happy. I'd be like, that's how I would be.
I'm seeing it's Oppenheimer. Like, that's
All right, so 2 passes and a pick of the week. So fuck me.
no, you
Didn't
can
buy
have
a-
your taste. You can have your taste, Sean. Fine.
Nah, no, I can't. Didn't buy Arena's 43%. So you guys just don't give a fuck about this. 40% pull, 10% pass, 7% pick of the week, and I didn't vote.
Damn.
So at least one person in our community agreed with me tonight, and I appreciate you, whoever you are. Thank you.
It's a anti-American sentiment by that poll.
That's true. You guys are some real anti-American ass motherfuckers.
I wonder why.
If I can say that.
Want to talk more Captain America?
I guess.
Oh, interesting.
guess.
Okay.
Ultimates 22.
Mm.
Do you like Chip Zdarsky's cap? Or do you like Dennis Camp's cap? The Ultimate Cap. Drawn by Juan Frigeri. Colors by Federico Blee. And letters by Travis Lanham. Cap and Red Skull, tale as old as time.
You got like the old school cartoon drank out of the jug with the 3 X's on a hiccup, Sean.
I know, bro. I hate it. And this version of the Red Skull is very compelling, but in the moment, it's James Buchanan Barnes.
Whoa! That's what that guy was looking at.
And
The
this
reveal.
was not my pick of the week.
Okay.
And it made me angry
Oh.
because this issue is so good,
Okay, there we go.
but it needed to come so much longer ago, bro. It's good. It is good. It is good. Tyler, talk about it.
Yeah, this was the third book that was in the contention for my pick of the week. It was kind of a triple toss for me. I really like this, and I think this is unfortunately what Ultimates is turning into, and it's that Camp is wrapping up his loose ends. And I think where, in another world where the Ultimate line gets to stay a little longer, we would probably get a little more out of this book in terms of maybe the story being told more long form. But Camp has to do it in one issue. And it kind of tells a story of, the idea of even people people you're close to can be suckered into this, a machine of hate, and be co-opted by certain ideals and ideas, and people in power are telling them that they should to be doing this as well, and finding that the idea of the young man trying to find his place in the world and getting suckered into other ideas. And it's a very idea, like someone getting suckered into like the alt-right, listening to Alex Jones.
Liberal.
And, it's just seeing that kind of told in the idea of a Captain America story in a more modern setting, I thought was really, really compelling. And I really like this issue. I hated how Bucky looked, though. And I mean that in a good way. He looked like Red from that 70s show. Like the dad.
Whoa, yeah.
He had that haircut. He had that whole shtick going on. And I thought it was a really fucking sad story, man. And I also thought it was expertly done how Camp was able to like tell this in one issue. Like he really gets through all the beats in one issue. I thought it was really, really good. I liked it a lot.
Man, this shit was goofy.
What?
Um,
Oh my god.
I did not like this issue. Obviously, telegraphed from the start, so like fine. I'm just sitting waiting for the reveal and the explanation more so than I am enjoying the trajectory there. And I think that's what disappointed me about this. There was a moment where we're getting to the explanation where Fury gives him the Red Skull mask. He's just kind of joke, and Fury's like probably, sort of straight from the top. I'm like, all right, that was dumb. The way that he gets beat with the shield when not 2 pages before, behind him the shield was coming and his auto target caught it, but now he's facing the shield and his auto target misses. I don't know. I didn't have any sympathy for Barnes here and their relationship, and I understand that Camp is trying to say even like through exposure you can succumb to evil.
Yeah.
But I didn't buy it. This guy signed up because he was greedy, and I think his greed got the best of him. Even if he says he was in it for, good reasons.
Raise your hand if you've known a James Buchanan Barnes. 100%. I had someone like this in my life.
Mm,
And we used to listen to Alex Jones together before he started talking about gay frogs and before he started talking about Obama and all that jazz. When he was still funny, like a comedian.
which I think is what he is.
Yeah.
Huh?
And my friend went crazy. And we don't talk anymore because he became like this. So this issue hit me in a place on that front.
Mm.
And you know what's bugged out, Marco? I agree with every single word that you just said. I don't think that anything you said was wrong. And actually, before these got in my stomach, I was going to talk shit about this book
Oh.
because everything you said was what I feel. But what I also feel is that there was a very interesting connection to legacy, which I love when these kinds of universes play with legacy. Like the Red Skull has been multiple people. I thought that was cool. That there really was a Johann Schmidt, but there was also a Frank Castle, and there was also a James Barnes. And even in this issue, we see Tyler. Who was it?
Oh, it's a U.S. agent. It's John
Thank
Walker.
you.
Yeah.
We see U.S. agent. So I like the way that they seeded and did that. I love Juan Frigeri.
Yes.
And his art style, I know it's not for everyone, it's for me. I love what he does. And I felt bad for James
Yeah.
because this is what happens to our men, like our young men in America, at least. This is what is happening. Like 4chan, certain sections of Reddit and shit, like television. I'm glad that my brothers aren't growing up right now because if we were on the internet, if we were all teens right now on the internet, it's bad.
Yeah.
And I don't look at that with judgment. I look at that with sympathy because there's someone corrupting everybody who's above all that shit. And that's where we need to get our energy towards. But talking about the comic, I think that Dennis Camp did an excellent job of distilling what I just explained in a comic. This is what happens.
Mm.
And the way that Cap deals with it at the end, where he just kills my man, that was when I knew, like, oh shit, there's something to this issue.
Yeah. I'm with you. Even though the baby vests were a little goofy.
I
Yo,
didn't like that.
I liked it for
That
the suit
was-
because I think it did two things too. He needed to also tie up the loose end of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and this gave Quicksilver something to do. And it was the also the opposite of that. It was the youth finding commonality with their fellow man and finding their place in the world. They were the opposite of James Buchanan Barnes in this. They were ones that found community. They found a way to fight for things that are more important to them and became good. So I like them as a foil, even though it was there to save babies that are, strapped like bulletproof vests, which is a really fucked up thing to come up with.
yeah.
But I liked it. I liked it as a foil. Oh, man, is this my pick of the week? I can't go back. No. It's still Deathstroke. I'm still stroking it.
That's the issue, bro. Like on one hand, I really like this. On the other hand, it's fucking the Ultimates, which has been very sad. What I was gonna say today was how sad this book makes me. That's what I came here to say.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because this isn't not if this was a 3-issue arc, amazing.
Hmm.
If you could spread this out and like do it in a 3-issue arc instead of the way this book is, I would love it. There's no room to breathe, man.
Yeah. And also, like, it's ending.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But I also
It
think,
doesn't
like,
matter.
kind of impressive for him to be able to do this in one issue.
Yeah. Yeah. What a bummer, man. What a bummer.
We got two more. We got the Thor one next week or next month.
Bro, I thought you were saying we got two more
copies.
reviews. I was
No.
like,
You want to talk
fucking
Century?
shit, bro.
We can talk Century real quick.
All right, you'll do that, but
Oh, okay. All right.
pull. I'm a pull.
Pass.
Wow. Marco does not know ball. Pull.
Can someone read the fucking results?
The polls have been a little finicky of the past like 30 minutes. So I know some people were saying they weren't seeing it. I was in some places, so I wasn't in some places. So YouTube is being YouTube right now. But Ultimates number 22 didn't buy or read 48%, which is kind of a steep decline from what this poll used to be for Ultimates.
Yeah.
Pick of the week though at 23%. So that's probably our biggest pick of the week percentage of the week. Poll at 15% and pass at 14.
Did it just end again?
It ended twice. I told you it's acting fucky. Yeah. God forbid YouTube has some infrastructure that actually works.
Thanks for voting, y'all. Michael Jordan wants to know if we're going to review any Image books. Not this week. I'm so sorry. But you know what's funny? We reviewed 3 Image books last week.
Yep.
And some of you people were not happy with that.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know what the fuck you want us to do. But what I learned last week is to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Or do what we want to do, what the books we're interested in. And you guys can do whatever it is you want to do. Show up or don't. Hopefully you do. Hopefully you fuck with us. But if you don't, and you only show up when we're talking about specific books, that's okay too. Doesn't matter.
And we'll say next week, another big week. We got Endgame and a Marvel DC crossover. So maybe don't expect an indie book there either. I don't know. Who knows? There is one on the poll though, so you can vote for Hyde Street if you're into that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Although it's up against Superman. So good luck. Get those burners.
Get
I
'em
want to
up.
read fucking High Street, bro.
I'm a
Oh,
little
hell
behind.
yeah.
I'm behind on an issue. So
I want that Butcher arc.
Yeah, it's just hot.
CW Gordon says Mega Man reviews only from here on out. Let me tell you something, bro. I would love to be about to review Mega Man right now. That issue 2, I want to talk about it. But
Oh,
you
you
know
read it?
what? No, hell no.
oh, okay.
But you know what? I had 8 books to read and a deep dive to work on. I ain't
Yeah.
reading shit. If it's not Rebirth or Weekly Comics, I ain't reading it. And by weekly, I mean what we need to talk about here. But I would love to talk about Mega Man, but you guys don't give a fuck about what I think about Mega Man. However, you might care what Tyler thinks about Century. So, Tyler, take it away.
Just a quick thing for the Century number 1. This is the return of Bob Reynolds to the Marvel Universe with the creative team of, hold on, I got it right here. Paul Jenkins coming back to write the character that he essentially made with Christian Rosado on art. This feels like a Max book. And I mean that in a good way. It's Bob back in the Marvel Universe in a time period that doesn't feel like current Marvel. I was a little lost on when this book takes place because the Avengers Tower is still there with, like the Century Void top of the tower that it has, Sean.
Yeah.
That was in here. And Spider-Man and Wolverine are on the Avengers. So I thought timeline wise, it felt a little weird. But it is a story about a man and his dog in a way. It's Bob dealing with the idea that the Void still exists, and for every good thing that he does, the Void does an equally bad thing. So it's him constantly having to go back and forth between the Void starting a tsunami and destroying, like a resort for billionaires and killing them, to then having to save people on a nearby island from the same tsunami. And I really like that idea, and it's a really cerebral book with Bob dealing with it, which is what I want out of a Century book. But it also talks about his love for his dog. And this dog might be sick or getting old, and how Laika was a big influence on him as a kid, about this dog that was sent into space, that everyone loved and was such a good dog, but they let it die in space. And how he hoped that, even though he's pretty sure it's dead, he hoped that something good happened to her. And I don't know, I just really like it. So I recommend it. I thought it was a great start to an issue 1.
That's exciting. I'm looking forward to reading that.
I'm gonna read it.
I think you'd like it,
I'm
Sean.
agreed.
Yeah, the art. I'm unfamiliar with the artist, Christian Rosado, but it felt a lot like Believe.
Fuck yeah. I love that. I will definitely be reading the Century if it's in my stack. Speaking of which, it's time for Sean's stack.
Hey,
Get
get those numbers
numbers
in.
Whoa.
in the chat.
You both said that at the same time.
I know,
Fuck me.
right?
Jinx.
Weird. I'm gonna talk to you guys real quick. I'm gonna rap real fast.
Okay.
Not like Lupe Fiasco though. Who
Okay.
Coltrane references. He says Camp is like Lupe Fiasco. Martian Manhunter is his Tetsuo in youth. Ultimates is his lasers. Coltrane, I love Lupe Fiasco. He's my number 2 favorite rapper of all time. I understand exactly what you mean, and I agree completely. If you know, you know.
Lupe
Now,
is good.
to talk about my LCS experience, let me tell you guys something. There is a decorum issue in the United States. No, it's not just at my LCS.
No, it's across the board.
It's all over the place, everywhere. Families of people at my LCS perusing books. Okay. Your daughter's perusing books. Why the fuck are there 5 of you standing right in front of the fucking comics racks when only one of you is reading comics? And also, why aren't we educating our children properly? Let me tell you something, kids. If your parents won't do you right, I will. Uncle Sean is here. You're not supposed to read what you don't buy. So, fucking buy it or move along, tourist. Because that's what they are.
Sean, you're in the most touristy area of New York City.
I know. That's why I'm calling you out. Because if you're a tourist, that's fine. But everybody comes from somewhere. And wherever you come from, your behavior is not okay. And you should go back there. Because
whoa.
we don't fucking want you here. I'm not talking about international travelers.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm talking about
China.
these motherfuckers from Wisconsin. I'm talking about them from Colorado. I'm talking about them from Kentucky.
Wow.
Don't come to
Very
New
specific
York
states.
to my LCS and think it's appropriate to just stand in front of the comics like, hey, I'm here. Yay, I made it. I'm at Midtown. Nobody fucking cares. Step back.
This is the exact same opinion that New Yorkers have about tourists on sidewalks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, get out the way, dude.
You don't need
Oof.
to be doing a 5-stack in a row.
I hate 'em.
Stop and talk, or learn to talk. 1-to-1, maybe 2-to-2 if it's a big enough sidewalk.
Scooch to the side.
Yeah, just
That 5-stack family, by the way.
Yeah.
They were standing in front of the DC Comics.
okay. Yeah,
So
DC, everyone loves DC.
Absolutely. So the father, not reading anything, of course, is just standing there like a bump on a fucking log. And I'm like, hey, excuse me. He sees me, black dude. I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm angry with him. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Goodness.
Oh my God. The Dickens. You scared the Dickens out of me.
Go- Golly gee.
So I'm like, hey, white man, it's okay. Just step aside. So I get my books, thankfully. But there were a couple of books on my stack, or that I was trying to get this week, that weren't there.
Oh.
And I'm like, yo, how is this possible? How is it possible that White Sky reprint sold out?
Mm.
The fuck are we doing? Let's read the numbers.
Okay. Marco, you got? I think it starts with
Yeah, yeah.
Patrick.
Yep. I got Patrick 21, Near 22, James Jones, perennial winner 20, Hayden's Hideout 22, Ivy Moon 26, Tarek 24, Neon Knight 20, Entertain Me 20, CW Gordon 23, Graphic Novel Guide 18, Into Gray 16, Ted H. He's 32, Southside Ronan 12, Arjanize 19, Jeffrey Buck 19, Zenith Flare 17, Shalom Warburg 21, Mothman Art 24, Lucas Hallner 24, The Fey Fighter 25, Roosevelt 20, AP 22, Carter Mitchell 27, Image 20, Suboost 19, Coltrane 24, Samuel Summers 12. I think that's it. I think we got everybody.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. We reviewed 8 comics for the show.
In Slybu Demon, some of us do pull lists.
Listen, Sly Blue Demon, I don't want to fucking talk to you about pull lists, okay? It's a disaster, all right?
Yeah.
My LCS is just fucking, and I shouldn't even say where my LCS, but it's a disaster. Anyway, wait, did I get that book? What the fuck, bro?
Uh-oh.
So you're at 8. You're at 8.
I did. What? Okay, it's there. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, here we go. Ultimate Wolverine 15. I don't know why.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude?
I
Did you
just
buy
need every
14?
issue. Yeah.
Okay. You're Bleachers. Got it.
Battle Beast number 7. I'm sure
Justified.
it's
Justified.
G.I. Joe 20. I've heard it's garbage.
Oh.
What?
That's what I'm hearing. Did you read it?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
I just don't imagine it being garbage.
Me neither. Wrestle Heist number 4. Very good. I mean, I haven't read it. Geiger 22. Excited.
Nice.
Superman Unlimited 11. John Kent on the cover as a boy. I like that. Roots of Madness number 5. Love Ignition Press books. Stephanie Williams. Keep her in your mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Infernal Hulk number 5. Probably excellent. The Century number 1. You heard Tyler's thoughts. I probably agree. Exquisite Corpses number 11. Buy it.
Ooh, I forgot to get that one.
Amazing Spider-Man Part 4 of 9, Death Spiral, issue 24, Legacy 988, with not Spider-Man on the cover. Fuck this book. Marco should take it and rip it up and do something with it. The Mortal Thor number 8, probably really good.
Holy shit.
Mega Man X number 2, top of my stack. Can't wait.
He's relapsing.
I'm actually not even counting.
I know. I lost count too. I hope someone is.
World's Finest 49, Ultraman is in it. I hope he smokes green kryptonite crack.
Are you? Oh, you do be smoking the crack, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love when he
Did you
does
read the
that.
previous issue?
Nope.
It's all about him and Owlman.
Bowers number 7, Bendis and fucking Oldman. Come on. End of Life number 2. Didn't even read the first one, but Kyle
Holy
starts.
shit.
And
Drum roll.
White Sky number 1. And I'm gonna show you something.
Wait, so you did get it?
Look at this shit right here. You see what that says?
No.
It says
No.
second printing. It says I'm a loser. That's what it fucking says. And Dead Teenagers number 1.
Oh, that's the
Oh.
variant. That one's cool. Yeah.
So here's what happened. My LCS has begun to put their indie books behind the counter.
Damn.
The ones they think are going to be hot behind the counter. They had Tigress Island, first printing, behind the counter for way more than.
Oh, they're doing it too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And this
Conglomerate
bad
Comics,
boy,
yeah.
Dead Teenagers. If I didn't get this book, there's a little man named Voltage that I was gonna have to find if I didn't get Dead Teenagers, because I don't give a fuck about the speculation. I just want to read it. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Marco, were you counting me?
I didn't, bro. I lost count. I think at 20.
Hayden says 26, and I normally I would trust Hayden, and I still do, but Sean, you should just double check. But I don't think a big ass comic book company that you get your comics from, Sean, should be doing some carny shit with their books. I think
28.
28.
28. Wow.
That is the most ever. It has to be.
It's up there.
It has
dude.
to be.
It's up there. Did anyone have 28? I think everyone was giving you the fucking Jesus Christ, Sean.
I have a sickness, ladies and gentlemen.
Nobody got 28. Highest was Ivy Moon at 26.
There you go.
No,
thought I saw some-
Carter
no,
Mitchell
no,
with 27.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
Hey,
Carter
that's
Mitchell.
it.
There we go.
My dude, yo, if you want any of these Marvel codes, although I don't know what you read from Marvel,
You might read them before Sean does.
you actually might.
Yo. Let me do mine real quick. Let me do mine real quick. Hold
Marvel's
up.
Mound.
I
don't
also got the
I don't
Sentry.
Yeah, I got that one too. Yeah.
Sentry. Bleeding Hearts #2. Wasn't a big a fan of issue 1, but let's see what issue 2 is at. Hiccup. This is that AWA book. Went to one shot. Called this one out.
I read their
House
Cam
Pulls.
Girl one shot. That was pretty good.
I have it. I still
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
got
To
to it.
read that, I bought that. I love that shit.
I also got End of Life #2. And here it is, boys. Age of Apocalypse. X-Men of
Why are
Apocalypse.
you picking up a
Here
book
it
in the
is.
middle
What do
of
you
something?
mean?
You're not
What do you
even.
mean?
Tell me what that book's about, Marco. I'm
I-
checking you right now.
I don't need to know what it's about. Look who's on the cover. Look who's on the cover. That's it.
Marco into Vor confirmed.
Look at that. Look at that. Look
I
who's
can see
down.
that.
Hey, whoa. Hey.
Yes. Pals Hub assemble.
No, we're not. That's not sticking. I'm deleting it from the soundboard.
Pals
When
Hub
did-
assemble.
Marco, is that Bleeding Hearts #2 or is that? Did that come
It
out
says
last week?
It says number
Oh,
2.
it came out last week. That's why I missed it. Okay.
Yeah. It says #2. I missed it as well, so.
I missed it too, but I actually wasn't trying to buy it. Yo, this is the longest episode of Pals
Yeah,
Pulls
dude,
ever.
EP sleepy.
This is the most fun I've had on Pals Pulls ever. We will never review 8 books again. And I love everybody that's watching this. Thank you guys so much. This Saturday, 10:15 a.m. Eastern, DC Rebirth Deep Dive. It's going to be crazy. Part 3, the Civil War for DC Comics. It's going to be amazing. And we're busy. We are booked and fucking busy.
Yeah, bro.
We are looking into the summer at this point.
That's actually kind of crazy.
That is nuts. Yeah. But
Only you can prevent fire, says Sean. Do a coin flip. Okay. You want to fucking test me,
he's taking
bro?
advantage of you being a little buzzed to.
Because you think I can't do a coin flip. And you
Alright,
guys
okay.
act as if I didn't fucking. Oh, God. You guys act as if I didn't nail it the last like 5 times I've done it. But since you want to be cute, watch me flip this fucking coin. Hold on. You see this?
Yeah.
Here we go. 3,
Live it.
2, 1, flip.
You might as well have been a magician with the way your camera picked that one up. That thing disappeared.
Well, that ain't my fucking fault.
I
That
didn't
shit
see any movement of it.
flipped.
I didn't see.
You want to see it again?
Nope.
Want to see it
Yeah,
again?
yeah, do it
Here we
again.
go. Here we go.
There we go. Okay, that was better. That was good.
That was
The
good.
first one, but the
That shit
second one good.
disappeared.
Yeah, it's good.
Who said that shit? Who was it?
Only you can prevent fires.
There you go.
Prevented a fire.
There you go, bro. And I hope you're Smokey the fucking Bear. All right, guys. This has been lovely. You're an amazing audience. Whoa! Near says weak sauce flip. Don't fucking start with me, Near. You
Let him
of all
end the
people-
show, Near. Come on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of here. That flip was fire. Thank you, Neon Knight.
There you
And that's how
go.
we're going to close out. We will see you in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time,